people to pay them money over the phone. They're telling them they have outstanding traffic citations or parking tickets, those kind of things.
That's Deputy Chief Chris McMichael. The caller ID that shows up on the victim's phone will show up as City of Greenfield, but it's not the city calling. Anyone suspicious of such a call is asked to contact the county 911 center and have a dispatcher confirm if that officer is working and actually trying to reach out to them. The average price of gas in the state of Indiana today, $3.13 a gallon, according to Gas Buddy. The average here in Indianapolis is $3.09 a gallon. That's down a few cents from earlier this week. The Indiana Fever losers 98-84 to the New York Liberty in their first game back from the All-Star break on Tuesday. Head coach Stephanie White says turnovers and giving up big runs were what stuck out.
That run really stood out to me. I was looking at the turnovers. 20 points off of turnovers. You can't give that to great teams, and 20 points from the free throw line. I mean, that's 40 points right there.
Indiana is back to a 500 record. They're 12-12 on the year, and they'll be back home to take on the Las Vegas Aces on Thursday. And the season starts now. On Tuesday, many of the Indianapolis Colts reported for training camp, which starts today at Grand Park and Westfield. The Colts will train for 2 weeks ahead of their first preseason game, which is against the Baltimore Ravens. Now with traffic on the 5s, good morning, Matt Baer.
What's happening, Jared? Northbound 65 slow out of the north split to West Street. Northbound 65 south side slow. Keystone Avenue up to the south split. And a 6-minute delay on inbound 69 106 to 465. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies with nationwide LTE coverage. For a limited time, get 60% off and free UPS shipping at rapidradios.com. Use code RADIO for an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Baer with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Citizens, since we each upgraded to Xfinity in our homes, the Wi-Fi has been booming. It's fair to say our town has officially become a boomtown.
Mayor, will I be able to drop into multiplayer gaming battles with low lag?
The lag won't be an issue, but your questionable skills, maybe.
And what if I have hundreds of devices on the Wi-Fi? Purely hypothetical.
Seems like a lot, but sure, hundreds of devices all booming together with the Xfinity Gateway. Yes, friends and neighbors, with Xfinity, the Wi-Fi is booming.
The Wi-Fi isn't the only thing that's booming. Now get the most reliable Wi-Fi and our best-in-class equipment for one consistent price for 5 years guaranteed. All in. Plus, get unlimited data included and no annual contract. All with the 5-year price guarantee from Xfinity. Visit Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. New residential customers only. Select plans only. Xfinity Gateway with xFi Complete required for unlimited data except in certain areas. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024. Actual speeds vary.
This hour on 93 WIBC is powered by Pierce Jewelers, Carmel's Diamond Engagement Ring Store.
The forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
Sunny, hot with humidity building this afternoon. Today's high 90, feels like temperatures close to 100. Clear and muggy overnight, a low of 72. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Marcus Bailey for 93 WIBC.
And I'm Jarrett Lewis on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com. Kendall Casey starts now.
You're listening to Rob Kendall.
When we talk about sending money somewhere, we're talking about printing the money because we have no money.
And Casey Daniels.
My government would never lie to me, would they?
On 93 WIBC.
The shenanigans from the elected people, Case, they never stop.
Never stops. It just keeps going. Well, let's talk about it, shall we?
It is the Kendall and Casey Show. Thank you. Good morning. If you're a part of this #1 rated radio family, we appreciate you beyond belief. And if you're a regular listener to this program, one of the things you know that we harp on all the time is how the system of governance is broken. Yes, there are individual bad actors, and we're going to talk about one alleged bad actor here in just a moment. But the system itself and how we govern ourselves in the state of Indiana is completely broken. And the system as is currently created and in place allows people to pull the sort of shenanigans that this person allegedly pulled over a very long period of time. The system itself should be catching these people. It should not take a decade. It should not take years of bad behavior. And yet, it happens over and over and over again. And then when you look at the lawmakers and say, hey, system kind of sucks.
Yeah.
They go, thank you for contacting my office. I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible.
We'll get on that.
And you often never even get a call back. Right. So what we're talking about here is the local government system, how the whole thing is set up. And I think the past year, as we laid out with the property tax debate, you saw more than ever before, if you were remotely paying attention, because people were starting like, where does my money go? Why do they keep taking so much money? How does this keep happening? One of the things that came out again in all of these hearings on property taxes that didn't get near enough discussion is there's too much local government. There's too much local government that's unaccountable. There's too much local government that doesn't make any sense. What Ed Delaney laid out the number, he's a Democrat state rep from Indianapolis. He laid out the number, and it was some like 28 or 2,900 units of local government in the state of Indiana. Almost 3,000 units of local government. There's no need for that, but there's also no way to possibly properly police and make sure that everything is on the up and up. It simply cannot be done.
Yeah, way too many levels.
And perhaps the biggest abuser, look, the school corporations, if we're going to talk about who's the biggest abuser of irresponsibly spending money, it rests in the school corporation. The most amount, we have 2 football fields in Brownsburg now, Casey.
I was wondering about that. Is one for JV and one's for varsity? What's going on there?
I don't know.
Is one a practice field? One's a game field?
I challenge somebody right now. If you go to the corner of Tilden and Odell in the town of Brownsburg, Indiana, and you just stare at that complex, it rivals college football stadiums.
Yeah.
If you were to take a Division II college football stadium and compare it to what you see, the taxpayers have funded a nicer complex in the press box, field turf, bleachers, and they were like, no, that's not enough.
We need more. How are the test scores?
We need a second one. Well, in fairness, they are the best, but I think they're like, what are they, 61, 62%?
Okay.
Like we're the top. We're the tallest short person. But it's like, it's utterly ridiculous. So in terms of the amount of money, et cetera, the school corporations, but if we're talking about just pure waste and we need the Bobs to come in and go, what do you do here?
Waste, fraud, and abuse. Those are some of our favorite words, aren't they?
It's the township governments.
Yeah.
There's no reason for these people to exist. They laid it out in these hearings that they're sitting on these hundreds of millions of dollars with absolutely nothing to do. And now here's another story, according to WTHR and numerous other media outlets across the greater state of Indiana. Ex-Columbus trustee charged after spending $1 million in county money on personal charges.
Small town corruption gone wild. You remember those Girls Gone Wild videos? You'll see, woo, same thing. You'll see, ooh,
It is. Except this guy probably kept his clothes on. Benjamin Jackson is facing almost 20 charges for allegedly using the county's credit card on illegal expenses.
Yeah, he was using it like his own little personal piggy bank, wasn't he? You want to break down what he was spending it on?
But I just want to repeat this. It's $1 million. Yeah. It's $1 million. And this guy started...
Of your money.
With the Columbus Township trustee in 2016. And he got away with this alleged behavior for years until the State Board of Accounts received an anonymous tip.
Of course.
In 2024. So there is the State Board of Accounts is a taxpayer-funded entity that their job is to audit or look at, or whatever you want to call it, the units of local government. Well, when you have almost 3,000 of them,
they're busy.
They can't get to all of them, and they've got to either be told where to look, right? Like, the crime is being committed over here.
Right.
Or they've got to accidentally catch it in a basic audit of money, or oftentimes it just doesn't get caught because there's so many people to look at.
Yeah. Do we know how many employees there are on the State Board of Accounts?
Not enough.
Yeah, well, clearly.
Not enough.
Because this was going on for a while before it was flagged.
You know who's supposed to be looking at this and catching it? Like the board that oversees this. What are these people doing? Aren't they supposed to be? I mean, this guy, there's $1 million allegedly of stuff that wasn't being spent correctly, and nobody on that board was like, could you explain the blah, blah, blah? It took an anonymous tip 8 years down the road.
Right. So the guy, the township trustee, he used the township credit card, and he was spending $658,000 on travel.
Traveling to where? You're a township trustee.
Oh, New Zealand, Germany, Disney. $150,000 on shopping, $90,000 on school tuition, $40,000 on utilities, $31,000 eating out at restaurants, and then over $1,000 on weed, booze, sunglasses,
weed,
massages, coffees. Yes, I said weed.
Okay, this is
marijuana.
Again, like I said, WTHR, amongst numerous other outlets, has the story on this guy. So he appears to be a pretty bad actor, and hopefully they throw the book at him if he indeed did do the things he's alleged to have done. But the bigger problem, you want to know why your property taxes are out of control? You want to know why the system never gets fixed? Because this stuff, this layer of government, exists. Township governments in 1867 probably served a purpose. Now you know what the purpose they serve is? As a feeder system to the political parties. That's the primary focus of township government now, is to be these trustees are the feeder system to elevate up the political ladder, which is why almost 20 years ago, a bipartisan commission which the heads were former Democrat Governor Joe Kernan and Republican Chief Justice of the Supreme Court Randall Shepard, said, get rid of these things. 20 years ago almost now. They said, get rid of these things because this crap was happening then.
Right.
And this crap is certainly happening now. And they have no purpose. There's nothing that the townships do that can't be done by another layer of government at a fraction of the cost. And this is the stuff that is taking place inside of your townships. And yet the lawmakers won't touch it. And you know why? Because that's who they fear. They know the people to run against them, the most likely people to run against them, because they got the power and they got the money and they got the ability to get the ear of the people in the community, are these township trustee people or the board people. And so as a result, you keep getting screwed.
It's just another example of bloated bureaucracy. One of my favorite statistics in all of this story, only 9% of this guy's expenses were legit township business. 91% was theft.
And then when you get told, hey, maybe we should do something about that, the General Assembly, Governor Braun, they're like, they're there. Who was it? Our friend Monica Boyer, who is a conservative activist in northeastern Indiana.
Yeah.
She said she talked to one of these senators the other day, and he just straight up said, "Oh, we're done with property taxes."
Right, done with property taxes. But I thought Governor Braun had some ace up his sleeve.
Braun and Beckwith both said, "Oh, we're coming back for more next year." Well, Casey, I don't know if you know how the government works. It takes action by the House and the Senate.
Right.
And then, of course, there is no veto from the governor because Braun said that's pointless.
Well, that's what I was wondering. Can the governor now create laws and pass them on his own? I mean, Holcomb did.
Yes.
So
just if it's shutting down the state, putting you out of work.
Right. Does Governor
masking.
Braun now have this authority because he told that group of people that they were gonna come back and review property taxes, but of course, according to the senator, no, they're done.
Yeah. So the question to Braun and to Micah is, what are you coming back for? We're into July. We have almost made it to August, which means September, October, November. Org Day, in which they lay out the agenda, is 3 months away. What are y'all coming back for? And you should probably get your selling shoes on because the Senate says we ain't doing nothing.
So big or small, government waste, corruption, they are real. And it's always at your expense. So we've got to shrink the government, increase oversight, and also elect some responsible adults.
And we are going to have a story, at least we're scheduled to have a story later this week on what appears to be some pretty serious actions taken by a local elected official and how that appears just to have went away. This is the one guy who got caught and somebody's going forward with it. Think about the ones that just poof.
Just disappears.
Just disappear.
Yep.
All right. What are we doing next? What's going on?
We've got to talk about this weather and also the passing of Ozzy Osbourne yesterday. A lot of people very upset about that. It is Kendall and Casey. It's 93 WIBC.
Another update is just minutes away.
Admitting to the brutal stabbings of 4 University of Idaho students.
Brian Koberger will get life in prison.
They just signed the largest trade deal in history.
Hear the news.
Poor air quality,
ozone levels,
heat indices in the triple digits.
Heat is the #1 weather-related killer.
As events happen,
mosquitoes, West Nile virus,
we'll happen to be there.
Exploiting kids.
Austin Thompson was taken into custody.
On the level, on the go. 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Transform your home with Galaxy Concrete Coatings. You can say goodbye to cracked, stained, and dirty old floors and hello to durable, stunning surfaces that last. Their cutting-edge technology ensures a beautiful finish every time, and you get to pick out the color. Upgrade your home today by calling Galaxy Concrete Coatings. They're for garage floors, driveways, pool decks, and patios. And they come with a lifetime warranty and one-day professional installation. The phone number, 877-417-0635. You can find them online, too. GalaxyConcreteCoatings.com.
Comcast Business High Five Hotline. What's the state of your excitement?
I signed my business up for the 5-year price lock guarantee, and I can't stop high-fiving people. High five!
Okay, deep breath. You're in a good place. You signed your business up for 5 years of gig speed internet and advanced security, all on our ultra-reliable network.
Gig speeds and advanced security? I'm so stoked.
Yep, and you get it at a great rate that's locked in for 5 years.
Woo!
The high five is just your body's way of saying, I'm winning.
So this is natural.
High-fiving everyone you see in a state of business savings enthusiasm? Totally natural.
Sweet! Thank you! Thank you! High five, everybody! High five!
The Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee is back, but only for a limited time, so sign your business up today.
High five!
Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 9/21/25. New customers only. Guaranteed rate applies to monthly service charge on qualifying internet bundle, excluding taxes and fees. Other restrictions apply.
Can be full of risks. One thing you shouldn't take a risk with ever is your family's health insurance. If you're self-employed or you now need affordable health insurance, you need to make this free call right now and see how the Health Insurance Helpline can help you get it. We specialize in helping the self-employed and people just like you that need affordable health insurance to get it. We have short and long-term health insurance plans, and some even cover dental, vision, and prescription drugs. Don't take a risk with your family's health insurance. It's not worth it. If you're self-employed or now need affordable health insurance, call right now and learn for free how to get it. Listen, affordable health insurance plans for everyone just like you are a free phone call away. So give us a shout right now.
800-659-7540. 800-659-7540. 800-659-7540. That's 800-659-7540.
Pat Sullivan here with an offer from my friends at Hope Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling that you don't want to miss. For a limited time, Hope Plumbing will buy back your old air conditioning unit for up to $1,500 with the purchase of a complete heating and cooling system. It's time to call them if you're hot. Don't wait for the next heat wave to be caught sweating at home. Act now before the offer ends. Stay cool and call Hope Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling today at 641-HOPE. That's 641-HOPE.
Some things can steal your sunshine. Ugh, I just got my hair done.
Sorry, the cooler's broken. Anyone see my flip-flops? Anyone?
But COVID-19 can steal a lot more.
I just took a COVID test. Ugh.
Prescription medications for COVID exist. If you test positive this summer, ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com/COVID-19 to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Stay near home with Home Court Advantage for your heart. Rated #1 in Indiana 2 years in a row by Health Grades. Franciscan Health offers top-rated cardiac care because every heartbeat is extraordinary. Learn more at franciscanhealth.org/heartcare.
Pierce Jewelers is the best family-owned jewelry store in Carmel. All jewelry and watch repair, appraisals, and custom design are done in-house. Shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers.
So this with the death of Ozzy Osbourne was kind of weird, right? Because he just had that big farewell concert.
Well, I think he knew that his time was limited. And I saw an interview with him, and it actually was with his daughter. And his daughter had said, yeah, that was like he knew, and he wanted the chance to say goodbye to his fans. So he had worked really hard. He went through rehabilitation so that he would have the strength to be on stage and to sing and have that concert. And what a way to go. Like, if you're in the public eye and you're a musician, to be able to have one last concert with all of your fans there appreciating your music and your chance to say goodbye, I mean, I think he went out on a great note.
Okay, so he had this Black Sabbath farewell concert just a couple weeks ago. Ozzy Osbourne was 76. I'm assuming everybody knows this, but just in case, Ozzy Osbourne was the lead singer of the group Black Sabbath. He was also probably most known to the populace at large as being a wacky reality TV show guy from the younger generation of people.
Well, they were kind of the first reality show inside what a dysfunctional family that was.
And then it spawned other, the Hogan Knows Best and all those other shows that kind of popped out off of that. And he had been, I mean, the guy, it is amazing how some people are the epitome of good health, do all the right things, and then they just like drop dead of a heart attack or a stroke or whatever, sometimes in their 40s or 50s. And this guy lived, I mean, in terms of just taking care of himself, what appeared to be just a highly tumultuous existence. And many of the stories about him are well known, what he's alleged to have done. He didn't deny, for his part, most of them. And yet he made it all the way to 76 and was still able to perform on some level up to basically his dying day.
Yeah, he said back in 2011, looking back, I should have died 1,000 times, but never did.
Well, it's a Keith Richards thing.
Yeah, he really regretted. He had that back surgery, I believe it was 2020, and he regretted that. He said the surgery made it worse.
That's what he regretted.
Yeah.
All the things that he did, that's what he regretted. Now, he's a mass. This felt like, and I don't know if I texted you this or not, but there's certain people who pass away and you're like, oh man, that's too bad. Remember that person, blah, blah, blah. There's certain people, then they pass away and you're like, this feels like a massive deal. And him passing away, and I'm not a Black Sabbath person, and I don't think I ever watched that reality show, but it feels like a person who feels like a massive deal that they are no longer amongst us.
Yeah, I would say it's been a bad week for Gen X when you think that, Theo from the Cosby Show passed away, and now Ozzy Osbourne. These were two iconic figures of the Gen X, the generation.
Okay, like I said, I'm not a Black Sabbath person, but obviously they were immensely popular and sold out shows, although they obviously did not, I don't think, toured for years in the lead up to this farewell show. But the rule on this program is if you had 3 hits, you're a huge deal. And I mean, he had way more than 3 hits. I mean, they are a massive juggernaut in terms of revenue, in terms of albums sold, and all of that stuff. I mean, they are, whether you like that genre of music or not, they are tippy top of the scale in terms of production as a recording artist.
Well, not only that, but the inspiration for many, many bands following them.
The favorite thing, okay, here's the greatest hits album. Paranoid, Iron Man,
War Pigs,
Changes, let's see, Snowblind. Well, that's not that big of a hit. Yeah, I mean, was it? Howl at the Bark at the Moon, Howl at the Moon. That was a huge. I mean, yeah, they're easily in the mega star level of attraction. So yeah, that's my favorite thing though of him was, well, the 2 things. One, he had a legendary performance of something that resembled vaguely Take Me Out to the Ball Game at Wrigley Field.
Oh, yeah.
For the
Do you want to hear it?
Oh, do we have that?
Yeah, we do. It's number 5, Kevin, if you have it. So it was August 2003, and he sang Take Me Out to the Ball Game at a Cubs game. Wasn't it at a Cubs game?
So obviously the Cubs had a legendary play-by-play guy, Harry Carey, part of going to Wrigley Field for the many years Harry Carey did Chicago Cubs baseball and WGN. He would sing Take Me Out to the Ball Game. After his passing, I don't know if they still do this, but they had celebrities come in for many years and do Take Me Out to the Ball Game, and one time they had Ozzy Osbourne come in and do it.
He got about 10% of the song right. Here it is.
All right, Chicago. I want to hear a real crazy crowd start singing with me. Are you ready? Are you ready? I can't hear you. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, and let's go out to the ball game. Let's go out to the river. Take me in and bring us into. I don't remember what I have to do. And I've gone out of the garden. You're out at the old ball game.
Okay.
You got the melody right.
That, I remember as a Cub fan of them, that was actually very insulting to, the legacy of Harry Carey, because it was such a special part. And that's when, at that point, it got a little ridiculous. Like that was 4 or 5 years on from Harry dying. The first couple years they did it, it was all people that were kind of affiliated with the city of Chicago, or the Cubs, whatever. And at that point, it's like, you're just insulting the legacy of Harry Carey, because that's a joke. The other thing was, on that show they did, he watched some guy make a burrito at the Chipotle one time, and he had acted as though he had no ability to process how a burrito was actually made. And so my question to you is, and Kev, was he there's no way he was actually, because he was still performing at that point. He was a functioning human. It was like Gary Busey, where he's kind of messed up, but 80% of it's an act because people know I'm messed up, so I'm just playing into the fact that I'm messed up. There's no way he could perform full sets of music,
at the level he was.
And he couldn't sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." So right. That's why I don't think I ever got into the guy, because to me, just 80% of it was complete bull crap.
It seemed like an act. He was somewhat political at times. He was acknowledged at the White House Correspondents' Dinner by George W. Bush in 2002. He was very outspoken. He had a lot of anti-war views. He clashed with Trump in 2019 because Trump was using Crazy Train in a campaign video without his permission. He had a lot of views on Brexit. Even Victoria Spartz, Indiana rep, tweeted out about him.
Hey, she tweeted about Epstein?
No,
anybody that released the Epstein file?
Not that I've seen.
How about that?
No.
How about that, Victoria? Oh, but she got in on Ozzy Osbourne.
She did.
Oh. Yeah, so there's the guy had a view on Brexit, but he couldn't sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." Give me a frickin' break.
We've got Jim Merritt who's going to join us next. Do you want to talk money with him?
Yeah, so the state, boy, they can't really give you a straight story on how we're doing with those finances. And we're going to cut through the bull crap with Jim Merritt when we come back.
It's Kendall and Casey on 93 WIBC.
Garage Doors of Indianapolis is everything that's right about Central Indiana. They've been locally family-owned for 50 years, helping our local economy remain strong by employing 70 families. Garage Doors of Indianapolis is proud to do business right here in the great state of Indiana. They're a conservative-minded company that shares our values and stands by their products and services. You can call Garage Doors of Indianapolis today for service today. 875-4577, 875-4577, or visit doorstoday.com.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Talking government shutdown again. It's sunny and 74 in the Circle City. 90 is the high today. A heat advisory is also in effect. I'm Jarrett Lewis. Here's what's trending at 9:31. Congress has just 2 months to go until a September 30th deadline to fund the government or face a shutdown. Tennessee Senator Marsha Blackburn joined Fox Business's Mornings with Maria to discuss what members of the Republican and Democratic parties need to agree on before that deadline.
It is an imperative that we get off the Biden budget and these Biden CRs and this out-of-control spending and actually do appropriations bills where we can cut a little bit more.
The GOP is aiming to pass 12 individual appropriations bills funding separate aspects of the government. Senators from the Democratic Party have agreed to advance bipartisan legislation that funds military construction and the Department of Veterans Affairs. A prominent pro-Palestinian activist is meeting with lawmakers on Capitol Hill.
A number of progressive Democrats sitting down with Mahmoud Khalil, the former Columbia University grad student arrested for his involvement in pro-Palestinian protest. Among them, Congresswoman Ayanna Pressley, who says she spoke with Khalil about, quote, how Congress can address the targeted prosecution and doxing of students by the Trump administration and right-wing groups. Khalil, in an interview with CNN, was asked repeatedly if he condemns Hamas. He responded by saying, quote, it's disingenuous to ask about condemning Hamas while Palestinians are the ones being starved now by Israel.
Fox's Ryan Schmeltz reporting, and the U.S. and Japan are agreeing to a new trade deal. President Trump called it the largest trade deal with the country, who says they will commit over $500 billion in new investments into the U.S. Now your opening bell report on 93 WIBC, brought to you by Absolute Wealth Management. The Dow is up over 200 points following the announcement of that Japan trade deal, up 234 to 44,502. The S&P 500 also up 26 points to 6,309. As for the NASDAQ, it's in the green, 34 points to 23,063. I'm Jarrett Lewis on The Level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
So, where's the lake?
Not here.
But it says Great Lakes Honda of Fishers.
Right. I just don't see a lake.
Who needs a lake when you can lease a 2025 HRV LX all-wheel drive for $329 a month and 0 down?
That definitely won't soak our bank account.
Oh, it's the old Honda of Fishers.
Great Lakes, great people, great cars.
But no actual lake.
Visit us off State Road 37 for special pricing during our summer sales event. With approved credit through Honda Financial. In-stock new Hondas only, not combinable with other offers. All fees due at signing. Loyalty or conquest rebates may apply. Offer ends July 31st. See dealer for details.
Hear that? That's the sound of a perfect weekend. But you've got weeds. Thankfully, you've also got a secret weapon, Spruce. The new, hard-working, worry-free weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people and pets. When used as directed, spray the leaves for visible results in just 1 hour and dead weeds in 1 day. So you can get back to doing what you love. Try Spruce. Wherever weed killers are sold.
Home sales activity is good, not great. So many homes, if improperly marketed, are sitting on the market. Hiring the wrong sales agent will cost you time and money. Hire the expert who maximizes equity and sells fast. What a tandem. Maximizes equity and selling fast. That's what you should be looking for. That guy is my friend Mark Dietl. Hey, when you're thinking about selling your home, perhaps you're worried with a challenging market, you won't sell your home for the price it's worth. Mark Dietl guarantees your home sold at a mutually agreed upon price and deadline, or he will buy it. Listen to what Luke and Emma in Franklin had to say about working with Mark Dietl. Found the perfect piece of land and began building our new dream home, but we needed to sell our old place at the right price to fund the dream. We hired the Mark Dietl team and got multiple offers in the first weekend, closed in 25 days, and they negotiated for us to stay while we completed our new place. Selling was stress-free and profitable with Mark Dietl. Call the local Indianapolis agent I trust and recommend, and the agent who guarantees your home sold or he'll buy it. Call Mark Dietl, 317-755-4232 for all the details, or go online to markdietl.com. That's Mark, DIETEL.com.
America respects our first responders and veterans, the brave whose business is taking action when calamity strikes. It's dangerous work, often surrounded by sirens, shouting, even gunfire, so hearing loss is probable. First responders can turn to Relay Indiana. If you have trouble hearing on the telephone, visit RelayIndiana.com for voice recognition technology phones that allow the hearing impaired to have normal phone conversations. And there's loaned equipment for those who qualify. Get clarity back on the phone. Visit RelayIndiana.com.
Join Mark Patrick Seminars and lose the weight guaranteed. Early bird special only $49.99. Hypnosis to destroy unwanted cravings. Also, stop smoking with Mark Patrick. Destroy your desire to smoke without cravings, irritability, weight gain, or your money back. Seminars July 31st at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites in Noblesville. Weight loss seminar 5:30 p.m. Stop smoking seminar 8 p.m. And Saturday, August 2nd at the Holiday Inn Indianapolis Airport. Weight loss seminar 11 a.m. Stop smoking seminar 2 p.m. Register at markpatrickseminars.com.
You love the summer in Indy, so don't ruin it painting. Do what Judy did. She called Rhino Shield.
The house that Rhino Shield did for my husband and I, after having the house painted with kind of usual house paint, I was seeing cracks appearing about every 3 years and just wasn't very satisfied with that.
Rhino Shield's a ceramic coating specifically formulated for our unique climate.
I can't speak highly enough about the Rhino Shield crew. They also were great at working with me to get the exact right color, because because I was very particular.
Indy, you can get the 25-year guaranteed protection of Rhino Shield right now for 10% off the regular price.
I would not hesitate to call Rhino Shield, and I am just thrilled to recommend Rhino Shield to my friends and neighbors and family.
Here's Rhino Shield's Shane Smith.
This offer is limited, so call me at 888-RHINO-41. That's 888-RHINO-41.
Don't paint.
Don't vinyl.
Go Rhino.
Paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Drexel Interiors, the place to go for upgrading your kitchen, bath, or flooring. Schedule your free design consultation at DrexelIN.com or visit their showrooms today. Go where the pros go.
So we taped the State House Happenings podcast earlier today, Casey.
Fantastic show. Remind everybody when it airs.
Sunday mornings, WIBC.
Featuring you,
Jim Merritt, and Abdul.
Nice.
And we're just a couple of cackling hens that take a look back at the week that was in Indiana politics and government.
Right.
It's also available via podcast. We share that on all the WIBC social media, my social media. And our BS detector went up on the State House Happenings podcast, which will be made available later today, long before the Sunday terrestrial radio broadcast.
Okay, so you were in the red, huh?
Well, we were already fired up because we were talking about the newest Rokita drama, which Abdul will be with us later to go into detail on. And then we got into this press conference that the state of Indiana had about how they're doing fiscal year 2025. And we felt like they weren't giving the whole story.
What?
And so we said, well, let's tell the whole story right here. And who better to help us tell the whole story than a guy? He spent 30 years, well, not telling the whole story, as a member of the Indiana Senate, the great Jim Merritt. Hello, Jim Merritt.
I'm not sure everybody wants the whole story.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Okay, so
Robert?
Elise Nishala, she's the comptroller for the state, which means she disseminates the money, right?
That's exactly right.
All right, so she did this big press conference where she's like, we have $2.5 billion in the bank. Now, one of the things that stood out to me was that's our money, right? So let's not act like that's our money that they're taking and they're sitting on, which, okay, fine, but that's like 40 days worth of reserves, and they're always so proud of their reserves. And my point is, you spent 30 years as a legislator. Is there any circumstance in which the state would not get money for 40 days?
Well, it's we know. I think our audience knows that when you budget in your family or in your business, it's a guess. You think you're going to have the revenue for the next 2 years because of different economic factors or your job, the salary that you expect to receive from your employer. And budgeting is somewhat of a snapshot in time. And if you recall, back on April 15th, the legislature was in paralysis because the economic picture that a forecasting group had put together in a report had said that we had clouds and stormy clouds in the future of the state of Indiana for the next 2 years.
Now, we said that for several months on this program.
Yes.
How is it that the radio people just looking at things going, you probably ought to think about that. And then there's all these budget teams. The legislature is a budget team. The governor is a budget team. How is it that Casey and I, Casey far smarter than I, of course, how could we see that and all the money we spend on these budget teams? And they're like, well, no one saw that coming.
Last minute, we better cut something.
Yeah. But the only thing we saw coming was high Medicaid costs, and that really was it. And I think I said on this program so many times in January and February that we were looking at a rosy budget with the caveat that Medicaid revenues or Medicaid expenses were going up, and so the state of Indiana citizens who pay attention to the budget, which is maybe 1%.
That's right.
1% of the citizens of the state of Indiana. They were surprised on April 15th.
So they should hire us.
Yes. Oh, of course.
Basically, we are the silver bullet that the state of Indiana needs.
Right.
Now, we put in for the Doge position, and we did not get a call back.
You were ignored.
I don't think Braun is in the mood to hire the Kendall and Casey program for much of anything.
Well, Abdul deals with this in a cheat sheet report where reversions where there are budget centers, if you will, inside the Indiana budget where they traditionally withhold 2% of an agency budget. Now they're withholding 5%. This is not exactly real budgeting where you have a real snapshot on exactly what you're going to spend in the state government for the next 2 years. And I'm fogging it over because
because it's too complex. So my point in all this is she comes out, the comptroller, and it's basically like, well, we have $2.5 billion in the bank. And so I had posed the question, well, wait a second. If we're doing just fine and everyone's on track, why did we have this doomsday scenario thing and have to raise the taxes? And Abdul basically said, yeah, that's some pretty creative accounting they're coming up with to try to let everybody think everything's okay.
In my career, when we were in recession at times, we actually withheld money from school corporations. We know that school corporations
should have withheld more. Why'd you stop?
Well, at that time it was 55 or 60% of the General Assembly or the Indiana budget, and so we played games with the school corporations with funding them, and they got their money eventually. But these games, if
you hadn't given it to them, Brownsburg might not have been able to build that second football field they just built. I bet you feel horrible about that.
What my point is the creative accounting by the government, by the state government, has happened before. And what we hope is that what stunned the legislature with this economic forecast on April 15th is Liberation Day with the tariffs, the stock market, taxes from the federal government, and all the with DOGE really put them into a creative mass of confusion on April 15th, and they pass a budget with the higher reversions. They pass a budget with the idea that they're going to raise tobacco taxes. And now on July 1st, you have a kind of a sunny disposition about the coming budget with creative budgeting.
All right, Jim. So Indiana holds the top tier AAA rating for all three major credit agencies.
Yes.
How important is that on the state level?
Well, it's absolutely imperative because of the idea of bonding and the whole idea of Wall Street looking at the state of Indiana. A AAA bond rating is terrific, and especially with some perceived idea that we have storm clouds on the future part of our budget. But our audience needs to know the Indiana General Assembly, the state government, the governor's office, all have they're looking at it, maybe not a daily, but a weekly idea of what the revenues are, and we need to know that May is a big month for revenue for the state government because April 15th is when your taxes are due.
Okay, let's help me out on this.
Yeah, I'm getting blurry.
No, you're not. It is, and the whole thing. That's the problem. This is why we're number one. We make this fun for people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's separate it out.
All right. So I feel like our state government feels about the federal government too, but it's just a giant Saturday Night Live skit. Like I feel like there's characters on a Saturday Night Live skit. I'm so sick of hearing what a great business guy Braun is. Clearly not when it relates to government. He might have made money in the private sector, but he had to take $1 billion from people to pay his bills. He couldn't do that in his business. So I'm sick of hearing that. The Democrats, it's always the same stuff about the poor and the indigent and the singing orphans at the school system are getting screwed over. It's always just the same routine with them. The average rank and file General Assembly guy, if you were to ask him or her about it, they just go, we're a state that works. My question is, if we're so damn good at managing money and tax policy, and we have all these businesses that are coming here and all these people investing all this money, why can't we get the fiscal situation figured out?
Well, you're playing chess, and you've heard me say on this show
they're playing chess.
Yes, they are, because they have no idea what is going to happen in the future. 9/11 happens in 2001. And that every odd year is a budget year. That threw our budget into just the toilet. We didn't.
But this isn't 9/11, Jim. This guy's. I don't know. Were you there? Can I scream at you about this? I think you were gone by then. They had all that money, $6 billion. They spent it down to a number to try to keep people from getting any money back. Then they changed the law by which they give the people the money back because they didn't want you to get the money back. And now they look around and go, well, our surplus is fine. Well, then why'd you have to raise taxes? Well, look at our surplus. It's fine. None of this makes any sense.
Well, you're talking about the tax refund that Governor Mitch Daniels wanted to give back money if we reached a certain point of revenue. And you're talking about really 4 or 5 years ago, I think, that they thought that it was going to come into play when all the money came in.
And they spent it.
Yeah, all the money came in from the federal government because of COVID, and they spent it down. They budgeted $400 million for a new prison up in Northwest Indiana, for example.
We're fighting COVID with the new prison.
Yeah, there was an incredible amount of it was just a gushing of money coming in from the federal government.
And now they have no money.
Yeah, now they don't. And so it for the people listening to us, it is confusing. It's confusing for the legislators themselves.
I bet it
And
is.
that's the biggest problem, right? The dopes making the choices don't know what they're doing. Let's just say it, Merritt. That should be the slogan of this program. The dopes making the choices don't know what they're doing. Find him on Twitter at Jim _.
And I was one of those dopes.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Bill was like, you're so nice to Merritt. I was like, do you listen to our show? I am so mean to
like
Jim Merritt.
ripping each other at times.
Yeah, that's right. All right, Jim Merritt, thank you.
It's Kendall Casey on 93 WIBC.
Nigel Show. Hammer is back, and the House is shutting down until September to block the Epstein vote. We'll get into it 3 o'clock, 93 WIBC.
Are you having a hard time making it through a day of work without foot pain or discomfort with things that used to be simple, like walking the dog? You may be thinking there's no way that something as simple as the Good Feet store can help you, like Bill.
My feet would just ache, my back would hurt, my ankles, everything just hurt. And I'd seen the commercial several times before I finally said, I'm going to do this. And I'll be darned if it didn't work. I feel a million times better than I ever did.
Another satisfied customer of the Good Feet store is Wendy.
Since wearing my arch supports from the Good Feet store, my back pain is gone and my feet don't hurt as much. And as I look into the future without pain, I see myself being even more adventurous, joyful, and full of possibility.
Come to the Good Feet store today for your free fitting and test walk. We're located in Castleton by the Fashion Mall or in Greenwood just off the 65. Or book your free fitting at goodfeet.com. Good Feet arch supports are HSA and FSA eligible. Discover your options at the Good Feet store.
Hey guys, it's Rob for Universal Windows Direct. Now, if you've been a long-time listener to this show or a short-time listener, you know I'm what they call frugal. And that means I enjoy saving money. And that's why this brand new deal from Universal Windows Direct has my attention, because boy, howdy, can you save a few bucks. Listen to this. You got two options. That's how great this deal is. You choose what deal is best for you, and they're both fabulous. First of all, you can choose payments as low as $99 a month. That's right. Brand new windows in your home, and your payments as low as $99 a month. Or 12 months with no payments and no interest. That's right. 1 whole year of brand new beautiful windows in your home with no payments and no interest. You make the call. You decide. Payments as low as $99 a month or 12 months with no interest and no payments. Now, some restrictions may apply. So to get all the details and most importantly, schedule a totally free, no hassle, no obligation in-home estimate, call Universal Windows Direct today. 317-659-7574. 317-659-7574. Check them out on the web. UniversalWindowsDirect.com. UniversalWindowsDirect.com. Tell them Rob sent you.
Summer's in full swing, so come get that hot summer deal at Tom Roush Lincoln. Get $20,000 off select 2024 Lincoln Navigators, plus 0% for 72 months. Or lease a new 2025 Lincoln Corsair for just $499 per month at Tom Roush Lincoln in Fishers.
Navigator MSRP $110,425. Corsair MSRP $53,915. $3,500 due at lease signing. 0 security deposit. 36 months. 10,500 miles per year. Offers good through 7/31/2025. Subject to credit approval. See dealer for complete offer details.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things
things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu. My Computer Career, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Think of it as WIBC on 2x speed. Big opinions, great moments, and just enough chaos. The WIBC Mashup Podcast brings it all together in one fast, fun listen. New episode each weekday. Subscribe wherever you get your podcast.
That headline is great. Fox News. Actor Jeff Daniels still mourns Kamala Harris's 2024 loss.
It's been a year.
Boy, he's mourning.
Yeah.
He still mourns it.
Still mourning.
The country was on such a strong path under President Mushbrain and his wacky assistant. I mourn the loss. All right. Hey, real quick, I did see you'd posted this, and then I'd seen Rand Paul had posted this. Ron Paul's getting ready to turn 90 years old.
90 years old. So Rand Paul said, if you're one of the millions who admire him, please send a card or note to the following address. And then he put a P.O. box out there for anybody who wants to send something.
Ron Paul is a fascinating figure in the history of American politics in the sense that he was sort of the leader of the modern day, I say libertarian, I'm not saying it with a capital L, even though he has been a libertarian at various times, but sort of the libertarian thinking inside of the Republican Party. And there is clearly a strong divide now amongst the Republican Party about what government should be and how we should think about it. And I think Ron Paul was in the 1980s and into the 90s sort of the lone voice on that is now becoming more and more mainstream inside of the Republican Party. And he inspired a lot of people to get off the sidelines and get into the game and think different. I put myself in that class of one of the people that saw him and thought, this is interesting. This is an interesting way to think about things and make you want to be involved and try to make a difference.
You ran for president. Was it
multiple
08?
times, 08 and 2012.
Yeah.
So yes, you can send him a birthday card. Rand Paul has posted all the pertinent information on social media. We don't like giving out people's P.O. boxes on the internet.
You're listening to Kendall and Casey. It's 93 WIBC.
There's something timeless about radio. It's where stories are told, ideas are shared, and communities stay connected. Our generation grew up with it, and we still believe in the power of tuning in. At Howard Bailey Financial, we believe planning for retirement should feel just as familiar and trusted. That's why we're bringing real conversations and practical advice to the airwaves. Join us every Sunday at 9 p.m. for our Retire with Purpose Radio Hour, right here on 93.1 WIBC. We'll talk about what really matters in retirement, income you can count on, choices you can feel good about, and a future that reflects your values. Because some things, like good planning and good radio, never go out of style. Howard Bailey Financial, retirement planning that speaks your language. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com. The Retire with Purpose Radio Hour is a paid placement on each airing station.
Just hearing the word IRS can make people break out in a cold sweat. No one wants to deal with the IRS, and now you don't have to. The good news is Legal Tax Defense has been successfully negotiating with the IRS for more than 15 years. It doesn't matter how much you owe, whether it's $5,000 or $5 million. You deserve the best in the business on your side, and that is Legal Tax Defense. Even if you're working with someone else and just want a second opinion, there is no cost or obligation to call. They can prevent levies, liens, wage garnishments, even file back tax returns. And the best news about Legal Tax Defense is they won't take your case unless they know they will reduce or eliminate your tax debt. Call Legal Tax Defense right now for a free no-risk consultation. 800-962-2403. 800-962-2403. You have nothing to lose but everything to gain. 800-962-2403.
As an IT professional, you have the opportunity to guarantee your data security, participate in 100% landfill-free disposal, and have peace of mind with R2 V3 certifications. Technology Recyclers provides guaranteed complete data destruction, 100% landfill-free disposal, and the certification to back it up. Protect your data while saving the planet. Receive a free pickup of your e-waste from Technology Recyclers. Visit tech-recyclers.com. That's tech-recyclers.com.
Road trip! This summer at Tire Discounters, your tires are your passport to savings, because you're driving to Paris,
Texas,
then it's off to Rome,
Georgia,
and you'll be kissing the Blarney Stone in Dublin,
Ohio!
Right now, save up to $434 when you buy 4 tires, and that includes a free alignment and oil change. Stop at Tire Discounters before you see the world.
An official message from Medicare.
I turned 65 this year. I knew it was time to figure out Medicare, and I had questions, like when to enroll and how to enroll. So I went straight to the official source, Medicare.gov, to get the facts about Medicare. I found answers to all my questions, and I'm ready to get started. And so can you. Just go to Medicare.gov to get the real facts about Medicare.
Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Guys, feeling exhausted? It could be low testosterone. Get your energy back with TRT at the Low T Center. Right now, get a free test and save over $100.
This offer ends July 31st. Book your test today at fixmylowt.com. Fixmylowt.com.
Do you need air conditioning service and need to find a local well-trained expert you can trust, like Price Point Comfort Heating and Cooling? We'll find that independent American Standard Air dealer at IndyHomeComfort.com.
Coming up in 2 minutes from the Technology Recyclers studios, just how hot will it get today in Indiana? A man is facing charges for a fatal shooting that happened outside an Indianapolis liquor store. The charges a man in Elwood is now facing. And what's the word in the first day of training camp for the Colts over at Grand Park in Westfield? You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's 10 o'clock.
It'll be an emotional day in court. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, where Brian Koberger could speak at his sentencing hearing.
There's never going to be a good enough reason for why it happened.
That's Kara Kernodle. Her daughter, Xana, was among the 4 University of Idaho students Koberger murdered in 2022. He pleaded guilty a few weeks ago to avoid the death penalty and get life in prison.
Prosecutors will be allowed to present evidence of Koberger's guilt. They could even call some witnesses from law enforcement. Then the defense will be able to argue why the judge should consider lenience. Family members of the 4 victims will then get to look Koberger in the eye and tell him what he took from them. 5 of the 8 parents now say they support the plea deal.
That's Fox's Dan Stringer in Boise. There's a new call to release the Menendez brothers ahead of a parole hearing next month. Eric is now in the hospital being treated for kidney stones. He and Kyle have been in prison in California for murdering their parents in 1989.
Renewed interest in the case and a Netflix documentary led a judge to reduce the brothers' life without parole sentences to 50 years to life, making them eligible for parole. The Menendez brothers have claimed their father sexually abused them, and their mother did nothing to stop him.
That's Fox's Tom Rigotti. President Trump plans executive orders in a big speech today focused on artificial intelligence, pushing to make the U.S. an AI leader.
He'll lay out that vision and sign 3 executive orders that do this. One will target woke AI models with political bias. Another makes it easier for companies to build data centers. And then a third will leverage the government's development financial institutions to encourage exports of American technology.
Fox's Griff Jenkins at the White House, where the president posted on Truth Social a short time ago another rant critical of Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell for being stubborn, not cutting interest rates, saying families are being hurt. And he wrote it after mortgage rates inched up again slightly to the highest level in 4 weeks, 6.84% for a 30-year fixed mortgage. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Dealing with extreme heat today. It's sunny, 75 in downtown Indianapolis. Your high today is 90. I'm Jared Lewis. Here's what's trending at 10:02. Temperatures are ramping up today. As you heard, we may reach 90 for a high with the feels like temperatures around 100.
A lot of people don't realize heat is the number one weather-related killer. Hundreds to thousands of people around the world every year.
Meteorologist Joe Neal with the National Weather Service in Indianapolis. A heat advisory is in effect until at least 5 o'clock this afternoon. There's also an air quality alert that's out. A man is charged with murder in the fatal shooting of 42-year-old Sabrina Harbert outside of a liquor store in Indianapolis a few days ago. Witnesses reported seeing Maurice Howard and Harbert arguing before the shooting, with Howard allegedly threatening to kill Harbert. He said she put his hands on him before shots were fired. Surveillance video, though, showed Howard shooting Harbert in the back as she walked away from him. He's been charged with murder and unlawful possession of a handgun. An Elwood man is facing serious charges in connection with child exploitation. Austin Thompson was arrested this week by the Hamilton County Metro ICAC Task Force after an investigation uncovered child sex abuse material and messages soliciting minors. Investigators discovered around 1,000 child sex abuse images and 2,300 messages across various social media platforms where Thompson was allegedly soliciting minors for child sex abuse material. The Fever are back to 500 after their loss to the New York Liberty 98-84 last night, the final on the road. They will return home to face the Las Vegas Aces on Thursday. And Colts general manager Chris Ballard says he likes what he's seeing so far out of Daniel Jones when it comes to the quarterback competition between he and Anthony Richardson.
Really good guy, centered. He's been through a lot, and Daniel's talented. I mean, Daniel's a very talented player, so it'll be a fun competition to watch between these two guys. They're both very talented.
He says ultimately it's up to the two of them to decide on who will end up being the starter. Colts training camp begins today at Grand Park in Westfield, and then 2 weeks from now they will have their first preseason game against the Baltimore Ravens. I'm Jarrett Lewis on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com. Kendall and Casey back in 1 minute.
Without an Advent clinic nearby, people suffering needlessly from chronic nasal congestion and sinus infections would be stuck with either Band-Aid or sledgehammer solutions. Band-Aids are pills or nasal sprays, and they're not true solutions. Surgery is a sledgehammer, and that's what we're trying to avoid. Because most people don't need surgery for nose and sinus issues, nor do they want a 14-day recovery. Our unique Advent approach can, in 20 minutes in our office, open your blocked nose for good, with only 1 day recovery. I'm Advent founder Dr. Kandula. Outside of Advent's four walls, invasive surgery is what they'll recommend. But here you will find effective and convenient in-office solutions to help you stop the need for Band-Aids and avoid the sledgehammer.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Most insurance accepted.
This hour on 93 WIBC, powered by Pierce Jewelers and Carmel, designers of fine custom jewelry.
You're listening to Rob Kendall.
When we talk about sending money somewhere, we're talking about printing the money because we have no money.
And Casey Daniels.
My government would never lie to me, would they?
On 93 WIBC.
Casey, I have fabulous news.
Oh, good.
You're going to love this.
Great. I'm excited to hear it.
Out of the goodness of his own heart, Donald Trump has whipped out that big fat wallet of his.
Yeah?
He has tapped into the Trump family fortune.
Okay.
And he is giving millions of dollars of his own money to the state of Indiana.
Well, that doesn't sound right.
Well, it must be.
Why?
Because there's money coming into the state of Indiana, and all of these politicians are on bended knee with their lips firmly attached to Donald Trump's butt cheeks, thanking him for giving us, the taxpayers, money.
Yeah, are you sure it's from his own personal fund?
Well, why would we be thanking him if it were not coming from him? If it were taxpayer money, wouldn't they be thanking the taxpayers who are providing the money?
Yeah. So Governor Mike Braun posted, "Thank you, President Trump, for your leadership and approval of this critical funding. These funds will enable Hoosier communities to recover and rebuild stronger than ever." This after Donald Trump made the announcement that he just finished speaking with Governor Mike Braun of the great state of Indiana, which he won big in 2016, 2020, and 24. He likes to point that out. He said they're approving $15.1 million for severe flooding and tornadoes.
Whoa. So Donald Trump from the Trump family fortune is approving, what was the number? Is it 15 million?
15.1.
Okay, so Donald Trump is giving the state of Indiana from his own money $15.1 million.
No. This is from federal disaster relief money.
Well, but
you know where that comes from, don't you?
Wait. But it must be because they're thanking Donald Trump for giving the money.
Yeah, no.
It's not Trump's money?
It's not Trump's money. It's our money.
So the politicians are thanking Donald Trump for giving us the money that we pay in.
Correct.
That is supposed to help people during disaster relief.
Yep. You got it.
No, we must have missed a step here, because why wouldn't they be saying thank you to the taxpayers for allowing us to take your hard-earned money so that we can repair these areas who have been damaged? Thanks for giving by force, as you always do. Wouldn't that have been the more... Why are they thanking Donald Trump?
That would have been honest, right?
That's his job.
Right. So this is going back in April of 25. Braun declared a state of emergency in 18 counties due to storms. You remember those storms that whipped through.
They took down a building in Brownsburg.
Correct.
I was there.
I was in
Not in that building.
I was in my garage wearing a motorcycle helmet when the tornadoes were coming around. Yeah. A few people passed away from those storms. And now we're getting money to rebuild Hoosier communities.
Which is fine. That's the job of the federal government, is to disseminate dollars in times of emergency to help people rebuild and get lives back and infrastructure back on track. No problem with that. My problem is acting as though we didn't pay the tab, acting as though Donald Trump paid the tab. It comes back to the crap we always talk about on this show, which is acting as though these politicians have done it all of their own volition. Oh, thank you to Senator so-and-so or Congressman such and such for presenting this fabulous check. We paid the tab. Why doesn't anybody ever thank us?
It reminds me when, was it the Secretary of State, Diego Morales, who was walking around with the big check?
With his name on it?
With his name and the logo on it. Like, he wrote, like, this is from my bank account. No, it's not. In the memo section, he should say, thank you, taxpayers.
Right. Why didn't Mike Braun say thank you to the taxpayers of the state of Indiana and across this country who have had their money confiscated by force? Well, hell, at this point, he should have said, thanks 5 generations from now for this printed money that will be taken from you by force because deficits are future taxes. Thank you. He should have said, thank you, Olivia Kendall,
right,
and all the people born within the past 5 years for money you didn't have a say on because we printed ourselves into $37 trillion in debt. So you'll be paying the tab on this 50 years from now. Thank you for this money so we can rebuild our communities. What the hell would they be thanking Donald Trump for other than for doing his damn job? If the press release said, thank you, taxpayers, for the printed money, and thanks, Trump, for doing your damn job, then I think it'd be okay with it. But I'm so sick of these people acting as though these politicians are doing something altruistic or noble or funding this themselves. They're taking money from us that we don't have a say in, and they're giving it away.
Trump also announced disaster funding for Michigan, Kentucky, and West Virginia. And, of course, anytime Governor Braun posts anything on social media, anytime Governor Braun has his people post anything on social media.
Could Mike Braun make a Twitter post? Like if we said, you have 30 seconds, tweet, I failed miserably, go. Could he do it?
No.
No way.
No. He could open the app.
You think so?
Well, yeah. I mean, you just got to press the button, look for the logo, press the button.
You saw that photo op he did the other day with the 2 other crypt keepers, Holdman and Thompson, where he's like holding up the bill where they're lying to people about cutting your income tax. And it was like, no, Grandpa, the camera's over here. You think that guy could effectively operate a Twitter application?
I would hope so, that if you handed him a phone...
I'm not asking what you hope.
That was already unlocked. If you said,
no,
post something on Twitter, he could open the app.
No.
He would find the logo and press the button.
No way. If you said, Grandpa, you've got 1 minute to open your cellular telephone, enter the code or your thumb or your face or however it works, and then open Twitter and make a tweet that says, I failed miserably, I bet he couldn't do it in 1 minute.
Okay. Well, this is a challenge because he listens.
They told us he did, right?
Yeah. Governor Braun, if you do, in fact, know how to post on your own Twitter account.
I bet he's still got one of those.
Blink twice.
Braun is so old and feeble. I bet he's still got one of those radios that when you turn it on, it goes, wah.
Well, in the comments, and it never disappoints. And lower property taxes?
You're the voice of reason here. Am I overreacting to this? I am just sick of these politicians thanking other politicians for giving us our money that they took from us.
So I put on the template, Indiana gets flood money. Braun thanks Trump. That's our money.
Okay, good.
Braun should be thanking you and me.
Okay, thank you.
So
Thank you. So
I'm
I'm
right
not
here with
overreacting
you
to
on
this.
this. We are in this together. But I do want to point out that even on something that has nothing to do with property taxes, they will not let up on Governor Braun about this.
Wait, the comments are...
Of course they are. And lower property tax? No, you already lied to us about that. Hoosiers won't forget either.
Yeah, it's a great point. Witty in the chat said, how's the state going to waste this money? That's a great point. Who tracks how the money gets spent? Like, is there we always hear about the money coming in. Is there some end report that we can review where they say...
This is what we use the $15.1 million on?
Yeah, maybe they exist, but I've never seen somebody give an end report on, hey, taxpayers...
This is what we did with it?
Right. Is that like a
Well,
detailed...
didn't Governor Braun debut his transparency portal?
Will it be on that?
I'm what I'm asking.
How was Donald Trump's, a.k.a. our money...
Donald Trump's money? How's it going to be spent?
The subservience to Trump is disturbing, is it not? I mean, I don't care what party you are, but the repeated, we must always thank dear leader at any moment for anything and always make sure dear leader knows how grateful we are for whatever he's done. That's a weird, and I don't remember that happening with other politicians before. Maybe it did, and I'm just not aware. Also, when you're talking about disaster relief and talking about a state you won, who cares? Who cares whether you won the state? Is that how you judge whether you're handing money out or not? Is how did I do in the state?
Yeah.
That shouldn't be an issue.
Another thing that Donald Trump said, I know the state, under the leadership of Mike Braun, will make a rapid recovery.
The state's fine.
We're going on, 3-4 months now?
Yeah. Great point.
Thanks for coming in quick with that.
Yeah. But also, okay, there were areas that were certainly damaged, right? Absolutely.
Yeah.
I talked about the days after the drive down 74 in Brownsburg, how there's trees everywhere. Nobody's disputing that. But the state appears to have recovered already. Seems like most everything is functioning. I mean,
how's the warehouse that got hit by the tornado in Brownsburg?
I don't go that way anymore.
Okay.
I haven't gone that way in years, so I can't really tell you. But I mean, I haven't heard that those people have permanently been put out of business, or I don't know. But they have private insurance, right? I wouldn't think that should be roads, bridges, sidewalks, whatever. We're acting as though it's Texas. We're acting as though everything was flooded and underwater. No, there was damage and like you said, tragically people were impacted by it. But that was whatever, like you said, 3 or 4 months ago. State seems to be operating in a somewhat effective manner. And he's acting as though he just saved the state of Indiana 3 months later.
It was really interesting because these all came out yesterday. And the first one was for Michigan, where Donald Trump said he just spoke to Governor Gretchen Whitmer to let her know they're getting $50 million for the wonderful state of Michigan.
So we're a cheap date.
And isn't that an interesting relationship? And then one followed for Kentucky getting $28.9 million. And then West Virginia getting $11.7 million.
So we should have asked for more money. Why did the president screw us? He is so graciously giving this money out. Why didn't we get $50 million?
Yeah.
I need to know.
Yeah, Braun actually had to formally request this federal aid, which Donald Trump has now approved. When did Governor Braun request it?
I don't know.
Was it
will it be on the transparency portal?
I don't know.
How does that work? When you formally request, do they still it's the federal government. Do they still fax it over? Is there some
carrier
email account you deposit it into and like you hope somebody reads it and opens it? Is there some sort of like you said, is it Federal Expressed to
Right.
1600 Pennsylvania Avenue? Now I want to know, how does the request come in?
I mean, by all accounts, it does look like Governor Braun and Donald Trump are besties. I mean, Donald Trump did endorse Governor Braun, so maybe he just picked up his cell phone, which, where he posts his Twitter post from, and called him.
Yeah. Okay, what else is coming up? What are we doing?
Do you want to talk about how Barack Obama's office released a statement regarding the latest Russia collusion?
Oh, this is about
stuff?
him trying to screw over Trump.
Mhm.
Okay, very good. Yes, let's do that.
It's Kendall and Casey. It's 93 WIBC.
Sun's up, the coffee is brewing, and Tony Katz is your morning information barista.
Tony Katz, good to be with you.
Clarity.
We're not interested in having this debate. We're only interested in honestly addressing the issue.
Context.
We should not present this in any other light. The objective is the destruction of Western civilization.
And a little caffeine.
Only the Constitution should rule.
Tony Katz in the Morning News, weekdays 6 till 9 on 93 WIBC.
For just a moment, imagine life without joint pain. Erase the constant ache in your knees, hips, or shoulders. Imagine moving with ease, unafraid of that next jolt of pain. At QC Kinetics, we believe your health is your greatest investment, and we're here to help you regain it. Our advanced regenerative therapies revitalize damaged joint tissue with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. It's not just about relieving pain, it's about restoring your freedom and confidence. Imagine golfing, hiking, or just walking without hesitation. Imagine waking up every morning without pain holding you back. With QC Kinetics, you can turn those dreams into reality by investing in something priceless, your health. Find out if you're a viable candidate by requesting a free consultation today. Call 463-842-1361. What's your health worth to you? If it's worth a free call and consultation, here's the number: 463-842-1361. 463-842-1361.
Pat Sullivan here for my friends at Hope Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Summer brings fun in the sun, but also sneaky underground root growth that could wreak havoc on your main line. Have signs of a clog? Who to call is a no-drainer. Call my friends at Hope Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. During the month of July, Hope is offering a $49 mainline snaking with a free camera inspection. Call Hope Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling today at 641-HOPE. That's 641-HOPE.
So, where's the lake?
Not here.
But it says Great Lakes Honda Fishers.
Right. I just don't see a lake.
Who needs a lake when you can lease a 2025 HRV LX all-wheel drive for $329 a month and $0 down?
That definitely won't soak our bank account.
Oh, it's the old Honda Fishers.
Great Lakes, great people, great cars.
But no actual lake.
Visit us off State Road 37 for special pricing during our summer sales event. With approved credit through Honda Financial. In-stock new Hondas only, not combinable with other offers. All fees due at signing. Loyalty or conquest rebates may apply. Offer ends July 31st. See dealer for details.
Things can steal your sunshine. Ugh, I just got my hair done.
Sorry, the cooler's broken. Anyone see my flip-flops? Anyone?
But COVID-19 can steal a lot more.
I just took a COVID test. Ugh.
Prescription medications for COVID exist. If you test positive this summer, ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com/COVID-19 to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Drexel Interiors, the place to go for upgrading your kitchen, bath, or flooring. Schedule your free design consultation at DrexelIN.com or visit their showrooms today. Go where the pros go.
Okay, so there's, an update on this Obama-Trump drama. Is that right?
Yeah. Former President Obama, he issued a rare public statement denying claims made by Donald Trump. So Trump accused Obama of being the ringleader behind the Trump-Russia collusion narrative, urging a criminal investigation.
So Trump is very passionate about criminal investigation, getting to the bottom of Obama basically conspiring against him on various means during his 2016 presidential run. However, he could give a crap about the Epstein stuff. He's all day, every day on Obama trying to take him down, but the world's most famous sex trafficker. Yeah, we'll get to that when we get to it. Do I have that right?
Yeah.
Okay, very good.
Yeah.
All right, so that being said, one of the great misdeeds is that Obama gets painted in history as running some sort of above-board presidency or operation. He was a dirty, rotten scumbag the way the rest of these people are. And this is one of the good things about Trump doing this, is he's exposing, Obama was an underhanded greaseball the same way the rest of these people are, maybe worse than other presidents. And the fact that he gets some sort of free pass as some high and mighty holy roller is completely ridiculous.
Well, Obama said, out of the respect for the office of the presidency, our office does not normally dignify the constant nonsense and misinformation flowing out of the White House with a response. But he said these claims are outrageous enough to merit one. So is the office dignified or not? Depends.
Is that his response?
Yes.
Well, that was the response.
Yeah.
He didn't say no.
He said these bizarre allegations are ridiculous and a weak attempt at distraction.
Well, but it came out definitively that they were spying, unless I'm just suffered several head injuries I'm not aware of. Didn't that come out?
Mm-hmm.
Because Trump had said they were tapping my wires, and they were like, they're there, Grandpa.
Mm-hmm.
And then it came out they were in because it's not 1955 anymore. They weren't like tapping phone lines the way they used to, but they were spying on his campaign. Like, that got proven, unless I'm just completely misremembering something. So no, it's not unfounded. You did surround yourself, Obama, with the slimy swamp greaseball people, your aisle version of it. Republicans do it too, their aisle version of it. But nobody for a minute doesn't believe that those guys were doing everything in their power to try to keep Trump from the presidency. And then even after he was in there, probably make it as difficult on him as humanly possible.
So Trump is calling Obama the ringleader in all of this.
No, Barack Hussein Obama is the ringleader. Hillary Clinton was right there with him, and so was Sleepy Joe Biden, and so were the rest of them. Comey, Clapper, the whole group. And they tried to rig an election, and they got caught. And then they did rig the election in 2020. And then because I knew I won that election by a lot, I did it a third time, and I won in a landslide. Every swing state won the popular vote. But I won that all the same way in 2020. And look at the damage that was caused.
It is interesting, though, that you've got a sitting president calling out a former president for treason on television in the Oval Office with a visiting head of state right there in front of everybody.
Yeah, here's the problem, though. Trump doesn't speak English. And this has been his major problem about 2020 and part of it is because he put the goof gang, Rudy Giuliani with the hair dye going down the side of his face. Who was that woman that he had? That was the attorney lady that was a total didn't she get in some sort of trouble or something? Anyway, he put just these ridiculous people who were making these statements that they couldn't back up, and some of them got in real trouble and some of them got in legal trouble over it. And the problem is, what's the difference between 2020 and the other two elections? The mass mail-in, unaccountable voting. That is probably what took place in 2020. When you don't have a grasp on the system of who's receiving the ballot, who's filling out the ballot, who's submitting the ballot, and to some extent who and the process of handling the ballot, of course, you're going to open yourself up to massive amounts of potential voter fraud. And in states where 50 or 100,000 votes are one way or another going to make all the difference, of course shenanigans could take place. The problem is he just keeps saying, well, it was stolen from me. It was this, it was that. And then they never laid out a compelling case on how it probably happened. They got into Dominion stuff. How did that work out for them? It didn't, right? Like they've thrown out all these things that they never could provide any concrete evidence of. And in fact, when they tried to throw stuff out, it worked against them. And the logical answer is, and this is the problem with Trump, it's always all about him. The case he should be making is for in-person voter ID. That should be the case and the thing he should not get off of. If he actually cares about the country, if he actually cares about elections, if he actually cares about election security, in-person voter ID. That's where he probably got screwed, was the mass mail-in unaccountable voting. But because he's always about himself and it's always about this and that, he's missing a tremendous opportunity to make our elections better, to educate the public, to make them more secure. but he doesn't really care about the public. He cares about himself.
So Tulsi Gabbard came out last night and she said that Obama's just trying to deflect away from what really happened and that she was going to be releasing more documents today. And now it is being reported this morning that she did just declassify more files showing that the Obama intelligence community didn't have any proof about Putin being involved in the election. But at the end of the day, what's going to happen with any of this? This is all just more hot air. Are they going to do anything about it? If not, it is a waste of time.
That's why I don't care. That's why I'm not sympathetic to these people, because they never do anything about it. They never prosecute anybody. They did nothing to Biden. They did nothing to Biden's son. They did nothing to the people that were in that orbit. They did nothing to Fauci. The Republicans are exhausting. It's yap, 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 and there's never any action on it. That's why I'm not sympathetic to them anymore. I don't care. You never do anything about it. You never hold anybody accountable. Nobody ever goes to prison. Nobody's ever tried on anything. They just fundraise off of it. They just use it as, they're taking the country away from you. They're destroying our democracy. They're rigging elections. Can you give $5 to help us out? Because if they fix the thing, if the people go to prison, if they solve the issue, they can't raise the money off of it. And that's what it's always is. It's always some sort of thing to get you all ginned up, to get you outraged, so they can suck the last $2 or $3 you found in the couch cushion.
You're listening to Kendall and Casey. It is 93 WIBC.
Indiana summer storms are rolling in, and if you're like me, you're not climbing up on your roof to check for damage. That's why you call Moss Roofing. Family owned. Right here in central Indiana for over 30 years, Moss Roofing gives you something hard to find these days: honest work and peace of mind. They offer free inspections, and I mean a real thorough checkup of your roof, your siding, your gutters, and your windows. If there's storm damage, they'll show you the photos, explain everything clearly and thoroughly, and even work with your insurance company for you. No stress, no pressure, just real professionals doing the job right every single time. Protect your home and avoid bigger problems later. Call Moss Roofing today. 317-747-3665. Tell them Tony Katz sent you. 317-747-3665. Family owned, Moss Roofing. 747-3665 or online at Moss, M-O-S-S, mossroofing.com.
You know, sometimes dealing with home service contractors can be frustrating, whether it's missed appointments, sloppy workmanship, or just a general sense of indifference about helping you. Frustrating hardly describes that experience, Hammer.
And that's why we want to welcome a new advertiser to the Hammer and Nigel family, somebody you're going to be hearing quite a bit about in the coming months: Victor's Home Solutions.
Victor's installs the highest quality roofs available for your home, and they take all those negative stereotypes and turn them on their head.
They start with the basics, prompt, follow-up, showing up to appointments on time. And then they go above and beyond with installation teams that are so skilled, so precise, that Victor's is able to offer a 50-year leak-free guarantee on every roof they install.
5-star customer service and perfect installation. You're going to be really impressed with Victor's. They're the only roofer Hammer and I recommend to our listeners. It all starts with a free 21-point roof inspection. Call 1-866-VICTORS or victors.com.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
A former president dismissing the current one's claims. You've got sunny skies in the Circle City. It's 77 with a high of 90 today and a heat advisory also in effect. I'm Jarrett Lewis for Moss Roofing. Here's what's trending at 10:30. Former President Barack Obama is dismissing a new round of accusations launched by President Trump. I'm Jarrett Lewis for Moss. The former president by
hear from former President Obama, but he couldn't resist after President Trump, from the Oval Office, where Obama once sat, accused his predecessor of being the Russiagate ringleader and called for him to be criminally investigated. A spokesman for Obama issuing this statement: these bizarre allegations are ridiculous and a weak attempt at distraction. Nothing in the documents issued last week undercuts the widely accepted conclusion that Russia worked to influence the 2016 presidential election, but did not successfully manipulate any votes.
Fox's Griff Jenkins reporting. Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard recently declassified documents that she claims are evidence of an Obama administration plot to lie about Russian interference in the 2016 election. It's Judgment Day for Bryan Kohberger, the man who killed 4 University of Idaho students during a home invasion ambush in November of 2022. At a plea hearing earlier this month, Kohberger admitted to killing the 4 students, but did not give a motive or explanation. In exchange for his guilty plea, he avoids the death penalty and is expected to receive the maximum punishment of 4 consecutive life prison sentences with no possibility of parole. New York Congressman Mike Lawler confirming today he will be seeking re-election instead of running for governor in the state of New York. The GOP lawmaker said while he believes Governor Kathy Hochul is the worst governor in America, he insists his top priority is making sure the Republicans keep the majority in the House of Representatives. And The Voice Season 29 will feature a new coaching lineup of Adam Levine, John Legend, and Kelly Clarkson. The season will be titled Battle of the Champions and have a revamped format with only the 3 coaches. I'm Jarrett Lewis on The Level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Join Mark Patrick Seminars and lose the weight guaranteed. Early bird special only $49.99. Hypnosis to destroy unwanted cravings. Also, stop smoking with Mark Patrick. Destroy your desire to smoke without cravings, irritability, weight gain, or your money back. Seminars July 31st at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites in Noblesville. Weight loss seminar 5:30 p.m. Stop smoking seminar 8 p.m. And Saturday, August 2nd at the Holiday Inn Indianapolis Airport. Weight loss seminar 11 a.m. Stop smoking seminar 2 p.m. Register at markpatrickseminars.com.
Some things can steal your sunshine. Ugh, I just got my hair done.
Sorry, the cooler's broken. Anyone see my flip-flops? Anyone?
But COVID-19 can steal a lot more.
I just took a COVID test. Ugh.
Prescription medications for COVID exist. If you test positive this summer, ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com/COVID-19 to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Join Mark Patrick Seminars and lose the weight guaranteed. Early bird special only $49.99. Hypnosis to destroy unwanted cravings. Also, stop smoking with Mark Patrick. Destroy your desire to smoke without cravings, irritability, weight gain, or your money back. Seminars July 31st at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites in Noblesville. Weight loss seminar 5:30 p.m. Stop smoking seminar 8 p.m. And Saturday, August 2nd at the Holiday Inn Indianapolis Airport. Weight loss seminar 11 a.m. Stop smoking seminar 2 p.m. Register at markpatrickseminars.com.
Garage door problems? Call today for service today. Garage Doors of Indianapolis services all makes of garage doors 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Call today for service today. 875-4577. Call today for service today. Get it fixed right now. Call Garage Doors of Indianapolis at 875-4577 or visit doorstoday.com.
In the morning, call 875-4577. Service today. Today.
Buying a diamond has changed. There are mined and lab-grown diamonds. Pierce Jewelers carries both. Pierce can educate you and save your hard-earned money. Shop local. Shop smart. Shop Pierce Jewelers.
Hey, it's the best part of our show.
Yeah, what's that?
Some prominent person in the media agreed with us.
Oh. Yes, that is rare, isn't it?
Well, they didn't give us credit, as the headline should have said, I, Indy Star writer, agree with Kendall and Casey. That's not what he went with.
They may get shown the door if they put something like that out there.
Jacob Stewart is this guy's name. He's the new opinion writer at the Indy Star. We've had him on the program before. He actually, in a rare, confused, probably accidental act of bipartisanship at the Star, someone must have suffered a head injury or something. He actually worked for the Republicans in the Senate, and so you got our buddy James Briggs, who's over there on the left, and now I guess this guy's a little more on the right. But I'm going to read you this headline of this new piece that Jacob Stewart has over at the Indy Star. And again, he probably would have grabbed more attention if he just said Rob and Casey were right, but he went with this.
He chose differently.
Public media funding cuts create fair competition for local news in Indiana.
Oh, boy.
And if you have been following the show for any length of time, we've talked a lot about how, and rightfully so, give credit where credit is due, the federal and state governments, both here in Indiana and in Washington, D.C., are essentially eliminating most of the subsidies, the giveaways, the taxpayer giveaways to public broadcasting entities, saying, look, this is not 1938 anymore, or 1964, or even 1984. It is 2025. everybody has the internet at their fingertips. This is not, if you're in some rural town, you don't have any access to information. If you're a media outlet and people support you, then you, like us, need to have a go of it on your own and not get some guaranteed handout from the federal government every year.
Yeah, so Congress was rolling back the $9 billion in public media funding and also foreign aid. The CEO of NPR has resigned, and she even said mixing journalism and federal funding was a recipe for disaster.
Of course it is. Because you're always beholden to who gives you the money. And it's not in any way demean the work that public broadcasting is doing. There are I know several people who work at their various entities. They do a fine job. But it's not my job as a taxpayer to subsidize the news. And that's sort of what Jacob is saying, and Jacob Stewart's saying in this new piece. And what was interesting is he kind of did a deep dive on a variety of things, but the makeup of the listeners. And according to him, this study that he found, 87% of the people who name NPR as their main source of news identify as Democrat or Democrat-leaning. Well, that's probably not surprising because probably, I would guess, 87% or more of people who listen to WIBC maybe identify, along those lines on the other side. The difference is
we're not getting federal dollars.
Right, just handed out guaranteed year over year as part of the federal budget or the state budget. Now, that doesn't mean there's not different, I know the Attorney General has a program that he, the Get Your Money Back program that he advertises on various programs here. There are federal programs that advertise on WIBC, just like there will probably be federal programs or state agencies that advertise on our local NPR station, and that's fine. But this automatic, here's $1 gajillion just because you exist, and we're doing it because, we don't think that rural communities are going to have access to information. That's simply ridiculous when you guys clearly have lean the way we do. You're just on the other side of the aisle. We shouldn't be paying for that.
So a lot of people will say, well, the government funding only represents a really small portion of their budget. Why is it representing any portion of the budget at all?
Sure, absolutely. If people want to support the public television and radio stations, which I'm not saying they shouldn't. Again, they do. There's a lot of fine work that goes on over there. There are ways that you can continue to financially give to them. Like, what do we say here? We need you to support our advertisers. You are a fabulous audience. You do. That's why they keep advertising. That's how we stay in business. We do well.
That's the circle.
Right. Yeah. Because you listen, they advertise, you're the announcement, you go give them your business, and then they keep advertising, and then we keep doing this here. Now, there are some restrictions because of their non-commercial status. But look, I've made it work at a non-commercial radio station before. I worked at a non-commercial radio station before I was here. I had a nightly show in which we covered county politics and government. And it was so popular that the station manager was like, you've outsold the slot. You have to stop selling ads. Because we put out a good product that people wanted. They wanted to affiliate their business or their entity with it. And that's how it works. It's not like NPR is going to go away unless they just can't run a business model that you make it, that they make work. And they should be able to do that. I've worked at a non-commercial radio station. It's not impossible. It's not even all that hard if you have a good program.
He also had some other statistics in this article. 41% of Americans distrust national media, while only 18% distrust local media. That's because you can find the local media.
What's the number?
41% distrust national media.
Yeah.
And only 18% distrust local media.
Well, look, the death of local media, we've talked about this on this program before, has been a huge reason that our government, especially at the state and local levels, is getting so bad. Because these guys recognize the effort it'll take to catch me. It used to be there were 20, 30 people who lived in the Indiana State House in the 80s and 90s. I mean, it was flooded with reporters. They were everywhere. They were trying to get scoops. They were trying to get stories. They had dedicated people. That's what they did every day. Now, there's a handful of people that are over there. Many of them are doing 3 or 4 other things, and they don't have the time or effort to put in. It's how the guy in Columbus, that we started the show with today. Gets away with it for 8 years, right? There's nobody sniffing around. There's nobody doing these things. And so it gives rise to new media. We've seen people like the Capitol Chronicle come in. They have not a robust staff, but they have enough where they do compelling content and do deep dives on these things. You still have guys like Abdul. You have the Adam Wren people. And then you also have the citizen journalist people that we have on these programs. And so it's just a new world, and you can make it work. You don't have to get a leg up or an automatic advantage by getting money from the federal government.
Representative Mark Green from Tennessee, he resigned from Congress effective July 20th,
Didn't he just get reelected?
He did. It was like 7 months ago.
Okay.
Right? He just ran for reelection.
And we see this all the time, especially here in Indiana. This is a massive issue in Indiana with the state house and state senate seats. And now it's becoming a deal with the statewide office seats, where these people run for reelection and then they quit in the middle. And my thing now is, if you don't finish the term unless it's for some health reason, or if you have some family member who you can prove is ill, you should have to give back all the money you made. If you're not going to do the job is a term. 2 years, 4 years, whatever. If you don't do the job that you tell the public I want to do, then you should have to give back when you quit all the money that you made doing it because you didn't do the job. People like Aaron Houchin, who quit in the middle of session, and they're just open about, yeah, it's going to impede my ability to run for state house. But we see this all the time. We've had a comptroller for 3 years who nobody voted for. Not a damn person voted for her because the person who ran for comptroller said, I want this job for 4 years, and then a couple months in quits, and then this woman is going to go unimpeded to another 4 years because she's ready to be able to raise so much money and name ID, and she's been such a good little girl in terms of doing what she's supposed to do, that you have a statewide elected person who never had to run for anything. And she could conceivably be there for 3.5 years, 4 years. You could have a person in office for 11 and a half years who didn't earn her way into the position. That's ridiculous. These senators, it's happening all the time. They're quitting in the middle of their term. These precinct committee people appoint somebody, and then of course that person has a massive fundraising advantage, the ability to use their office, to curry favor. It's ridiculous. Finish the job. You tell the people you want the job. Do the damn job.
His departure narrows the Republican House majority to 219 to 212, and it's going to complicate things a little bit for House Speaker Mike Johnson. He said that he's going to leave Congress to start a private sector business. And here's the interesting part. He said it is to help the United States compete with China's Communist Party, yet he won't say what it is that he's going to be doing.
Yeah, but why did you tell people you wanted to be a rep? You know what the term is. Like, it's very clear. I will serve for 2 years. You just quit because I got bored. I got bored on the American people, or
something came along with a bigger paycheck.
There you go.
Oh,
bingo.
Oh, is that what it could be?
Bingo.
Possibly.
There you go.
He was very tearful in his goodbye speech, by the way. He seemed rather emotional about it.
Yes, he's so sad that he quit this job to go do something he chose to do. He's so sad that he had to do that.
Another thing I wanted to mention, did you see that Kentucky's governor is going to appear on the cover of Vogue magazine? People are speculating now that he could be potentially running for president. Does appearing on the cover of Vogue magazine help you if you're going to run for president?
What is he? I mean, is he some sort of fashionista, or
right?
I'm asking.
What is that? No, not that I'm aware of.
Well, I'm sure amongst very liberal people, that's probably who reads Vogue. I mean, it's not like, oh my gosh, people see him and then everyone's going to want to vote for him. It's the circles that will open you up.
Is that like anointing him? You're on the cover now. You're the next great one. You are listening to Kendall and Casey. It is 93 WIBC.
Coming up on Tony Katz today, President Trump said nothing wrong about former President Obama, and more of us should be saying it. That's after the news at noon on 93 WIBC.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9379. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call
800-575-9379. That's 800-575-9379.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Hey, it's Big Joe for your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer, Jim's Heating and Air Conditioning. Jim Scott is the owner, and he says they stand behind their work just like American Standard stands behind their equipment.
We give everybody a 3-year labor warranty, and then the manufacturer gives 10 years. So, yeah, people are pretty well set.
If you're in Clinton, Boone, or Hamilton County, call Jim's Heating and Air Conditioning, 765-601-1461. Jim's Heating and Air Conditioning is your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Summer's in full swing, so come get that hot summer deal at Tom Roush Lincoln. Get $20,000 off select 2024 Lincoln Navigators, plus 0% for 72 months. Or lease a new 2025 Lincoln Corsair for just $499 per month at Tom Roush Lincoln in Fishers.
Navigator MSRP 110,425. Corsair MSRP 53,915. 3,500 due at lease signing. 0 security deposit. 36 months. 10,500 miles per year. Offers good through 7/31/2025. Subject to credit approval. See dealer for complete offer details.
Mark your calendar for August 1st. George's Medical Equipment is celebrating their new retail space with an open house from 10 to 1. There will be a grill out starting at 11, free battery checks, and a chance to win a lift chair. Whether you're looking for medical supplies, mobility aids, or respiratory equipment, their team is ready to help. Located behind Planet Fitness at 7434 Shadeland Station. George's accepts Medicare, Medicaid, most third-party Advantage plans, and all waiver programs.
History returns with the Brickyard 400 at the famed 2.5-mile oval, celebrating NASCAR's roots at the racing capital of the world. Brickyard weekend starts Thursday, July 24th with the Indiana Sprint Week race, with sprint cars running on the IMS dirt track for the first time ever. Saturday, July 26th, get ready for action with the NASCAR Xfinity Series Pennzoil 250. Then Sunday, July 27th, the NASCAR Cup Series Brickyard 400, presented by PPG, returns to the oval of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Buy now and save at IMS.com.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed a musty smell in your home? I hope not, because damp smells mean that you could have a crawl space problem. That's where Indiana Foundation Service comes in, a groundworks company. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to waterproof your crawl space and get to the root cause of the problem. Schedule your free inspection at indianafoundation.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Bill Estes Ford is your neighborhood truck dealer. And right now, during the Ford Summer Sales Event, we've got an amazing deal you won't want to miss. 0% APR, 0 down payment, and 0 payments for 90 days. That's 3 big zeros, which adds up to 0 excuses not to drive home in a new Ford today. Every day is truck day. Go anywhere, do anything in a new F-150, starting at just $46,295. Bill Estes Ford. Online at BillEstesFord.com.
Stock BFP 250444. Always see dealer for details.
Some things can steal your sunshine.
Ugh, I just got my hair done.
Sorry, the cooler's broken. Anyone see my flip-flops? Anyone?
But COVID-19 can steal a lot more.
I just took a COVID test. Ugh.
Prescription medications for COVID exist. If you test positive this summer, ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com/COVID-19 to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
The news everyone's talking about, you'll find it at WIBC.com. The latest from City Hall, the White House, or the State House. Updated all day. Don't miss what matters. Stay in the know while you're on the go at WIBC and WIBC.com.
Okay, you understand the internet, so this is a question for you, right?
Okay.
I have had a LinkedIn, I don't know, a LinkedIn account for maybe 10 years now. I don't know.
Yeah.
I still don't, and I get maybe it's just the field I'm in. But what is it?
What is?
Because I get like 5 or 6 of these. What are they called? Connection requests or whatever a week.
Yeah.
And fine, okay, I'll connect with you, but I don't do any. Like I post the State House Happenings show each week over there, That's it. Like I'm not looking for a job. I'm not trying to get hired for anything. I never post about a job.
Right.
My industry is pretty, like, people are not messaging me. Like, we're not having great correspondence about the radio industry.
Do you know how many connections you have? Like, do you open it every day?
No, like every so often I get a thing and I just let them pile up. And then when I've got like 15 connections and I got to go back into that thing and whatever. But somebody must use it. I mean, it's a national brand, right? I mean,
It's supposed to be a professional networking
Well, that's what I'm
app.
saying. The reason we're asking is there some poll out or study they did?
Oh, sure. Yeah. There was a new study that came out from LinkedIn.
Yes.
And they said that Indianapolis was named as a top city on the rise. They ranked 25 cities across the country. Indianapolis ranked 14th.
Did we beat Gary? Was Gary in? Like, who were we in competition with? Who could Indianapolis possibly? What person walked the greater downtown area and was like, this is a city on the rise?
This seems to be a city on the rise. Fort Wayne, we beat them. They were 24 on the list. They barely squeaked in. So they based the factors on new construction, tourism.
Not good construction, just new. We're just digging new
Just
stuff.
construction.
We do that a lot here. We just make new messes that we don't finish. Yes.
Right. They based it on construction, tourism, and pharmaceutical industry growth.
Well, this study
We ought to
paid
be
for?
number one, you'd think, in that.
Then that study has to be paid for by the pharmaceutical industry, doesn't it? Why would you possibly make that a target of what? Does it say who paid for it? There has to be somebody has to have
LinkedIn.
But I'm saying there's no way that they're like, let's judge it based on pharmaceutical industry. That's such a random thing.
It does, doesn't
well,
it?
no wonder we're up there. How much money have we given Eli Lilly?
Right. Okay, so let's see. LinkedIn, one of the largest professional websites in the world.
Okay, there's no way that's accidental. They just I know, Dick. Let's judge it based on the growth of the pharmaceutical industry. Good call, Harold. Come on.
So the top 3 cities on the list: Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, number 3; Boise, Idaho, number 2; number 1, Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Okay. All right, so let's come back to, because clearly, look, I know it's a internet juggernaut. I get that people are using it. We hear ads for it. Millions of people are on it. I'm not disputing any of that. But do people just scour the LinkedIn looking for people to hire? Is that the primary purpose of it? Is that
it's a placeholder for your resume?
You've been in management. Kevin, you said it's something where people just use it because you get some sort of cool badge if you get a certain number of people or something?
Well, I think a lot of people like to get over 500 connections.
Why?
It's just kind of a status thing, I think.
Oh, really?
What does that connection do for me? Like, when people send me these things, and there's never people in my field, which is fine.
Halfway, I have 250.
Oh, I think I've got hundreds of them. I'm way over 500.
You've got 500 plus.
Yeah. But I don't do anything with it. It's like, you want to connect with me for what? I post the same stuff everywhere. What
you
is this
accept every connection?
Yeah, like what do I care?
Okay.
Well, I've heard some people also will connect with people in their industry, and then they'll do they'll like
that makes
send a
sense.
message to them asking if they're hiring. Or
That's
something
what
like
I'm asking. Like, is this just to pester people about hiring and being hired? Is that?
I think a lot of people use it that way.
Interesting.
Corporate flavored Facebook. I mean, it's like a place to brag about what you've done at your job.
Can I clarify one other thing, too?
Sure.
Okay.
Please.
Because people get on me about this all the time. Why don't you allow me to post on your Facebook page? People who are my friends, I have the maximum amount of friends. I don't set the limit Zuckerberg does. And we've been through this a million times, but I get this all the time from people. I have whatever that maximum number of friends are. Once a month, I try to go through and see if a spot has opened up, because inevitably I've offended somebody by something I've posted. And if that spot is open, then I just let the next person in my queue go in. Some people have sat there for years. If I open up the followers so you can see the thing, Facebook sets the rules. I guess you can like if you follow my thing. And I've got thousands of people sitting in this queue.
Thousands.
I don't make the rules.
You're very powerful.
If everybody could be a friend, I would let you be, because I just post the same stuff everywhere. It doesn't matter.
Do you ever feel like you need to go through and have a digital cleanup day where you go through all of your accounts and clean them up?
No, because I don't look at any of it. I just post the same thing everywhere. My goal is to entertain you and annoy a certain subsect of the population, and that's what I use social media for.
You got a gift today. We have to talk about it.
Oh, we do. This is a splendid gift.
Somebody mailed us something.
Yeah, and the description is perfect.
We'll talk about that coming up. It's Kendall and Casey on 93 WIBC.
It's time. You've been putting off that kitchen or bath remodel long enough. What are you waiting for? Get started today with Boer Remodeling. Boer Remodeling customer Kathy had a bath remodel with Boer. Kathy, talk a little bit about your experience.
Our experience with Boer has been terrific. The process was so easy and seamless. When we decided to do a larger remodel of our first floor, Boer was the first company we thought of hiring.
And were you happy with the results?
The results are amazing, and we are so happy with our home and the work that Boer did.
Peter is another recent Boer Remodeling customer with a new kitchen. Peter, what was the best part about working with Boer?
We especially liked the active participation that we were able to have in selection of stone for the countertops. Really came out beautiful. The cabinets also came out very, very well.
The best materials, the most skilled craftsmen in Central Indiana. They'll guide you through the entire process. Start with a free consultation. Talk to Boer Remodeling today. That's BOOHER, BoerRemodeling.com.
Life insurance is one of those things that just about everybody needs, but few people actually have. Hey, if you die unexpectedly without life insurance, guess what? You'll leave your family with even a bigger mess. Life insurance will help replace your family's income. It'll help cover burial expenses. Life insurance can even help pay off debt like credit cards and medical bills. Life insurance can even pay for college. And if you own a business and you die, life insurance can help your business from collapsing. It can even help cover estate taxes. Life insurance has never been more affordable and needed. Plus, you can always shop around even if you have a plan and save some money. So call the Life Insurance Quote Line right now for free pricing information.
800-917-8730. 800-917-8730. 800-917-8730. That's 800-917-8730.
Stay on your home court with Franciscan Health's top-rated cardiac heart care. No traveling, no waiting. Just award-winning heart care right where you live. Rated #1 in Indiana 2 years in a row for cardiology and cardiac care by health grades, Franciscan Health offers first-in-the-world treatments, cutting-edge technology, and unmatched compassion because we believe every heartbeat is extraordinary. Don't sit on the sidelines with heart trouble. Schedule a same-day cardiology appointment today at 317-893-1900.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. Cordell & Cordell is the largest family law firm in the country with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. That does give us certain advantages, for example, in experience and resources. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. If you're a guy facing divorce, remember, Cordell & Cordell, a partner you can count on.
101 West Ohio, Indianapolis. CordellCordell.com.
Summer nights unforgettable with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get 50% off a stunning fire pit with our best stamped concrete patio package. Hurry, this hot offer ends September 1st. More details at IndyDecorativeConcrete.com.
At Advent, nasal congestion and sinus infections can be solved with an in-office 20-minute procedure. Elsewhere, expect surgery.
Drexel Interiors, the place to go for upgrading your kitchen, bath, or flooring. Schedule your free design consultation at DrexelIN.com or visit their showrooms today. Go where the pros go.
Coming up in 2 minutes from the Technology Recyclers Studios, how long we'll be under a heat advisory for today, and what kind of protests went down in downtown Indy last night. You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's 11 o'clock.
Brian Kohberger goes back to court. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, for a sentencing hearing about to start, facing off with the parents of his murder victims, including Steve Gonsalves, whose daughter Kaylee was among the 4 University of Idaho students Kohberger stabbed to death in 2022.
We have one moment, one time to actually get this right, to set a statement and, get him to maybe show a little remorse, but beyond that, at least give us the facts of what happened.
But Fox's Dan Springer reports from Boise.
We know that Koberger will be in prison clothes today. He will be given the opportunity to speak, but many believe that that is unlikely. The plea deal he signed takes the death penalty off the table in exchange for life in prison with no chance for parole. He also waived his right to appeal.
Israel's pushing back against more than 100 aid organizations. Fox's Jonathan Savage reports are sounding an alarm about conditions for Palestinians in Gaza.
They report mass starvation is spreading across Gaza and say working with Israel to distribute aid faces too many obstacles. Gaza's Hamas-run health ministry says dozens have died of malnutrition in recent days.
Israel's dismissing that in a statement saying the organizations are serving the propaganda of Hamas, using their numbers, justifying their horrors, harming the chances for a ceasefire. Now, speaking of that, U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff will go back to the Middle East this week for more talks.
A U.S. plan calls for a 60-day ceasefire. Hamas would release some of the hostages still in Gaza. Israel would free Palestinian prisoners. Hamas is still holding 50 hostages. 20 of them are believed to be alive.
Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House. State lawmakers in Texas are in special session
to review the actions of local leaders in Kerr County in the Texas Hill Country outside San Antonio, where flash flooding on July 4th led to the deaths of 135 people, including young children, at a sleepaway camp.
That's Fox's Evan Brown. 2 people remain unaccounted for. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Hotter on Hump Day. It's sunny, 81 on Monument Circle. The high today is 90. I'm Jarrett Lewis. Here's what's trending at 11:02. A heat advisory is in effect for much of the day today. There's also an air quality alert out.
Ozone levels, something that we typically see when air is hot and humid, stagnant, can cause some breathing difficulties, especially for folks that have respiratory issues.
It's 81, but it feels like 85. Meteorologist Joe Neal with the National Weather Service says humidity will ramp up with temperatures reaching 90, but feeling like 100. The forecast is looking similar for tomorrow. A rally drawing about 100 people, all raising their voices as part of a global push to end the war in Gaza. Jake McDaniel caught up with one woman who says showing up is just the beginning.
What do you believe the immediate impact of this rally can be?
At the very least, it can raise awareness for downtown Indy to know that as American citizens, we're using our First Amendment right to let our government know and to let downtown Indy know that what we're using our money for isn't okay.
Speakers at the rally said food is running out for millions in Gaza, with reports that 1 in 3 people are going days without eating. They accused Israel of blocking aid and called on the U.S. to end its support. Scammers are targeting residents in Hancock County by pretending to be police officers. In one recent instance, someone got a call from who they thought was a Greenfield cop asking for money.
They were told that they were being tracked. They were tracking their cell phone, and that if they didn't pay the money, they were going to stop them, arrest them, make a big public scene, and take them to jail.
Deputy Chief with the Greenfield Police Department, Chris McMichael, is encouraging folks to talk to their family members about these types of scams to avoid them. He said no police department is going to call and request a payment over the phone. Fever guard Kelsey Mitchell believes the team is still a contender for a WNBA championship.
I'm riding and die with the 11 and 12 that we have. And I think when it comes to being a contender, we got to keep playing the best. You don't know what none of this is like until you play the best, and New York is one of the best. And so they hold the standard, and if you want to keep being a contender conversation, that's what we got to be.
The team, though, losers to the New York Liberty 98-84 last night on the road. They are back to 500 at 12-12 and will return home for their next game on Thursday, so tomorrow against the Las Vegas Aces. And the Indianapolis Colts are starting training camp today at Grand Park in Westfield. I'm Jarrett Lewis on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Greetings from R&R Agency, your Indiana health insurance pros, and a sincere thank you to our loyal customers for helping us to another record year. We recently saved a 62-year-old retiring couple over $800 monthly when compared to their COBRA offerings. We recently saved a family of 4 over $400 monthly when compared to their $7,500 deductible program on the ACA, and that's still Obamacare. We recently saved a small 4-man manufacturing company over $1,000 monthly and gave them better coverage. We feature coverages guaranteed to age 65, low out-of-pocket expenses, the largest networks in the country, and you can sign up anytime. If you are retiring early, self-employed, or need coverage for your small group, call us at 317-563-0868 or go to rragency.org. If you don't call us, we can't help you. What do you got to lose? Call us, 317-563-0868, or go to rragency.org. As always, God bless America, common sense government, and peace through strength.
This hour on 93 WIBC is powered by Pierce Jewelers, Carmel's Diamond Engagement Ring Store.
You're listening to Rob Kendall.
When we talk about sending money somewhere, we're talking about printing the money because we have no money.
And Casey Daniels.
My government would never lie to me, would they?
On 93 WIBC.
All right, be honest.
Okay.
I'm going to ask you a question. And it's not what you want.
Yeah.
But it's what you actually expect.
Okay.
Do you believe you will ever be able to fully retire?
What I want, yes.
Yeah.
What I believe, yes.
Okay. So you do now. Okay, follow up. Do you
I
believe
think that Jim will actually be able to retire?
Yeah, you may be done. What about your husband, lady?
That's a loaded question.
Do you believe within the I'm not trying to date you, but within the next 10 years you will be able to fully retire?
Yes.
Okay. Will your husband be able to go with you?
No.
Oh, okay. So you as a couple will not be able to fully retire within the next 10 years.
No.
Okay. And the reason I mention this is because we're going to get this study out about how people are feeling about retirement and how the actions that they're taking. The idea of retirement should be that you are capable of enjoying a period of your life. And I'm not trying to be morbid about it, but you're on the final turn now. No, wait. See, I knew it. I knew it. I'm not saying that death is imminent or you got one foot in the grave and another foot on the banana peel, but in terms of to season out your life, right?
I'm on the short side of 60 rather than 50.
Well, if you're I once heard it described as there are more yesterdays than there are tomorrows. And again, I'm not saying that, hey, tomorrow you're dropping dead. People 30, 40 years in retirement. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying if you season out your life, right? There's the childhood phase, and then there's the phase of being young and learning about life, and then there's the phase of growing, and then there's the family phase, and then you're seeing retirement. You get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
You should want to have as many years to enjoy the work that you made as you possibly can. And yet it seems like, based on this poll and obviously things we've heard for several years now, that window or the years people are going to be able to enjoy their retirement is getting smaller and smaller.
Absolutely. So there was a new poll that did come out, and it says almost 1 in 4 are delaying their retirement over economic concerns.
And that is something that no amount of BS from whatever administration is in controlling Washington is going to be able to spin people out of. When people with Trump, I think one of the major mistakes Trump has made is not focusing on the affordability of living. He got so focused. Now, the border's fine. Wonderful job. He's doing a very nice job with immigration and the border. He's not doing a good job with legal immigration in this country, but that's another conversation. The foreign policy stuff is fine, but he has done nothing so far that you could look at and say that will, for the foreseeable future, make living for the average person more obtainable, more affordable.
Yeah.
And as a result, I think that's one of the reasons. I mean, we got that poll out we got to get to this hour, too, about his approval rating that had him at 38% in this new poll. I think he continues to struggle because that was immigration a big deal, Biden's age, Kamala being a moron, all that stuff was a part of the election. But the biggest issue was the unaffordability of living. And while accidentally or otherwise, there's nothing you can really point to say we've done this and inflation is cooling because of that. Prices of everything are still going up. And so when you factor in the prices that have already gone up, that is going to leave people with a sour taste in their mouth because living is really expensive.
I would think that if taxes were lower and the cost of the different insurances that you have, things would be a lot more sustainable. I mean, when you think about the property taxes that you pay and your income taxes and sales taxes and then the insurance for your home and your car and your health insurance, those are the things that are really getting you. You'd be able to afford your groceries a lot easier for these other things.
Sure. Like the middle class, the idea of middle class is changing. I mean, it's a hard conversation for me because I am a minimalist, right? Like money means nothing to me. And one of the reasons money means nothing to me is I figured out as a young person, if you don't covet stuff, there's nothing people can hold over you. Stuff. I mean, you look at our politicians, and I think we just had this conversation yesterday. The stuff, either acts personal stuff, right? This guy we started the show with,
right? The trustee
down in Columbus, who's looking at some really bad future potentially, or the idea of getting people to give to your campaign, the never-ending money. When we see the Secretary of State bragging about raising $1 million, or Rokita, or whatever number he's at, right? The idea of stuff drives people to do bad things or things that aren't in the best interest of everybody. And so one of the things, I'm not disciplined on much, but one of the things I disciplined myself on at a very young age, especially when I entered this business to do this, to be a fighter, to be a battler, to be a person who was in it for all the right stuff and take on whatever came on in front of me. And I disciplined myself at a young age to say, if you covet stuff, and somebody can leverage the idea of stuff over you, either as a politician, an elected person, or in this business or whatever, you're not going to be as effective as you need to be. But so all that being said, like, it's hard for me to have this conversation because, like, I live in a very modest home. It's certainly big enough for the needs that my family and I have. I enjoy going home, taking a nap, and watching my stories. And then I become a dad for the rest of the evening. I do this. This is my hobby. I get paid to do it. But for people who want to span their horizons beyond the county line or live beyond a 1 mile geographical area in their life, it's probably hard to grow out of that.
Yeah.
It's probably a very hard day-to-day existence. I don't feel it the way other people do because I just don't do anything. And my hobby is the thing that I get paid to do. But if you're a person who desires to I can't imagine. I mean, we've got a child. Hopefully, we'll be blessed, in the not too distant future with more. We'll see. But the point is, if you got 2, 3, 4 kids and you're trying to do travel baseball or softball or soccer or whatever, living's pretty hard.
Yeah, it's really expensive. And a lot of people, when they say, "Oh, I want to travel, I want to see things when I retire," the cost of that.
What do you want?
It's expensive.
What do you want to see? Like, is there something you in your mind go, I haven't seen, fill in the blank? What is there something you'd say that I haven't seen? I feel like you don't live a retired person's lifestyle, but you're an events person. You like to go places. You like to do things. Is there something you haven't seen that you'd like to see?
I mean, there's parts of the country that I haven't seen that I'd like to explore more.
Denton, Texas? Like, where have you not seen that you say, I won't be complete until I see this thing?
Well, gee, Rob, when you put it like that, I mean, there's some national parks out west, I guess, that I would like to go see. The Cascades and, Grand Teton, that sort of thing.
So just basically a 1-month adventure, you can check most of the boxes.
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah.
Give me an RV.
Okay. So you're going to be
hit the road.
You're going to be all right. I'm going to be okay, not because the cost of living hasn't hit me like everybody else. It's just my wife knew when she married me, I'm marrying a very boring human being. But I think about his life, him being Kevin. I'm pointing at Kevin. YouTube can see this. I think about your daughter's life and good luck finding any sense of what society has. Sorry, Kevin, I'm not trying to ruin it for you, but any sense of what society has dubbed a sense of normalcy. Because you take someone like me was always able to follow their dream because it was a pre-inflation world, and I've been good about saving money, and I've been good about structuring my life and being able to do all these things to where as long as you live within a certain level of normalcy, you're largely going to be okay. Him, he's followed his dream, and look at the industry he's in, and sorry, Kev, you're going to be poor your whole life. Like, unless you discover some skill to be able to separate Siamese twins, I'm sorry. You've chosen music and radio, the 2 worst possible professions imaginable. Now, your daughter, because she has a degree in biology, she has a potential for a skill set where she may be able to earn her way out of inflation. She may be able to create a lifestyle because of this skill set that she has, but yet Kevin works hard. Kevin just happened to follow a different dream or have a different skill set. Sure. And because of the money that what that monetizes into, they're going to have incredibly different existences. And manual labor or sadness. That's what's in front of you, Kevin. Sorry the politicians screwed it up for you.
Yeah, and it's interesting because there's still that worry for that generation. They know what they're facing.
I don't know how he's going to do it. Like, I'm not trying to be facetious or over the top when I say this. I don't know how, and I'm not just saying Kevin, obviously. Kevin's very smart, but he also is enjoys seeing the world.
Mm-hmm.
He enjoys going places. That seems very expensive and only going to get more expensive. Well, what does that future of that look like? So I just think these politicians and their horrible management of money, of finances, they're so invested in the legalized vote buying stuff, and they're so invested in not having honest conversations with you, and they're so invested, quite frankly, in taking your money and giving it to people who then, in many ways, give it back to them, have created an environment by which my generation, many people in my generation, and certainly in Kevin's generation, your daughter's generation, what is that? What are they optimistic about in terms of how do we create a better life than the people that came before us?
So 23% of pre-retirees say that they're delaying retirement, and that's up 14% from last year. They say their main reasons for the delay is obviously concern about not having enough savings, desire for more financial flexibility or a stronger, bigger safety net, inflation, also fearing that the stock market could take a downturn. And the thing that I thought was fascinating about this is there's this return to work trend, right? So among Gen X, people who have retired early, the number of people going back to work is 54%. These are people who thought, I'm good, I can retire early. And now they're saying, I'm not good, I've got to go back to work. And what sort of job are they going back to work to? Because now they're facing things like, possible ageism. Their standards are going to be higher because they have experience to back up their resume. But do employers want someone who's older and has the experience when they can get someone younger and pay them less? So a lot of these Gen X people who thought they had enough, but nope, they're going to have to continue working. They're having to find themselves in a completely different field.
Yeah. All right. That was a very uplifting segment. Now everybody's feeling fully inspired to chase the rest of their day. Kevin now is going to jump off the 7th floor as we've painted it was like the Dickens Christmas Carol for Kevin about the future of Christmas, what that looks like. Okay. Let's come back with something uplifting.
Please.
In Kevin's Christmas Carol, I'm going to be Jiminy Cricket there as the ghost of Christmas past, taking him back to old Fezziwigs. Okay, I got a gift.
You did.
Somebody sent me a
You want to
fabulous
get to
gift,
this?
and it's the note that came with the gift.
That's what makes
the gift even more special.
All right. We'll unwrap that coming up. It's 93 WIBC.
Hammer and Nigel.
Now, the idea of Uber goes against everything we were taught as kids, though.
What's that?
Never get into a car with a stranger.
But there's betting.
Now we pay for it. We're literally paying the stranger to take us somewhere.
But at least there's some sort of vetting. You know the name of the person that's coming.
So you'll know your kidnapper. It's like having an alarm on your car. Great, I can hear it being stolen.
Hammer and Nigel, weekdays 3 till 7 on 93 WIBC and WIBC.com.
Just hearing the word IRS can make people break out in a cold sweat. No one wants to deal with the IRS, and now you don't have to. The good news is Legal Tax Defense has been successfully negotiating with the IRS for more than 15 years. It doesn't matter how much you owe, whether it's $5,000 or $5 million. You deserve the best in the business on your side, and that is Legal Tax Defense. Even if you're working with someone else and just want a second opinion, there is no cost or obligation to call. They can prevent levies, liens, wage garnishments, even file back tax returns. And the best news about Legal Tax Defense is they won't take your case unless they know they will reduce or eliminate your tax debt. Call Legal Tax Defense right now for a free no-risk consultation. 800-962-2403. 800-962-2403. You have nothing to lose but everything to gain. 800-962-2403.
At Kingdom Roofing Systems, they do more than just roofing. They believe in honoring those who've served. Kingdom Roofing Systems proudly participates in the Roof Deployment Project, which provides a brand new roof to a deserving U.S. veteran or active duty service member, absolutely free. You can help give back to those who have given so much. If you or someone you know has served, owns their home, and is in need of a new roof, apply today at kingdomroofingsystems.com/RDP. Kingdom Roofing Systems, building roofs, honoring heroes.
Some things can steal your sunshine. Ugh, I just got my hair done.
Sorry, the cooler's broken. Anyone see my flip-flops? Anyone?
But COVID-19 can steal a lot more.
I just took a COVID test. Ugh.
Prescription medications for COVID exist. If you test positive this summer, ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com/COVID-19 to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
So, where's the lake?
Not here.
But it says Great Lakes Honda of Fishers.
Right. I just don't see a lake.
Who needs a lake when you can lease a 2025 HRV LX all-wheel drive for $329 a month and 0 down?
That definitely won't soak our bank account.
Oh, it's the old Honda of Fishers.
Great Lakes, great people, great cars.
But no actual lake.
Visit us off State Road 37 for special pricing during our summer sales event. With approved credit through Honda Financial. In-stock new Hondas only. Not combinable with other offers. All fees due at signing. Loyalty or conquest rebates may apply. Offer ends July 31st. See dealer for details.
Drexel Interiors, the place to go for upgrading your kitchen, bath, or flooring. Schedule your free design consultation at drexelin.com or visit their showrooms today. Go where the pros go.
I got a gift. This
That's
is awesome.
amazing.
And I love our audience for a variety of reasons. We're going to go into this gift because it's just perfect. So it comes from Joseph, and he sent a box. Now, those of you who are longtime listeners to the program, you know I'd never open the mail. Especially not these days. If you're going to get me, you're going to have to not do it through the United States Postal Service.
I have to work harder than that.
All you're going to do is take down Casey or Kevin.
Yeah,
because
don't do that.
I get a box, I get a letter, and you will back this up, Casey. You came in, and this box, even though it was addressed to me, was sitting on your desk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was directly handed to me.
Yeah. I don't open the mail, and yeah. Anyway, so there's a note on this, and it's just fabulous. It says, for Casey to open because I know Rob won't.
Yeah.
If possible, please open on air. Hammer's not here today, so we couldn't do it. Hammer comes in because I know he will love it too. Now, for various reasons, we can't just open things live on the air, so we do have to.
Especially in a box shaped like that.
Yeah.
Don't know what's in it.
Okay. So before I tell you what the gift is, because the note is why the gift is meaningful, okay? Joseph wrote this. Rob, and this choked me up. Rob, you're the best. This is my token of appreciation for consistently calling out the BS. He typed out the word. We cannot say the word on these family-friendly airwaves. The BS our politicians are pulling and putting us through. Thanks, Joseph. And, Joseph, I want you to know that the note will stay with this gift as a constant reminder about what we're here and why we do every day. And keep in mind, the note says, this is my token of appreciation for consistently calling out all the BS our politicians are pulling and putting us through. And when Joseph thought of all the politicians and the BS that they are consistently putting the people through, he thought of one man.
Yeah.
And that man is our Lieutenant Governor, Micah Beckwith. And I can't agree with him anymore. When you want to talk about a highly fraudulent individual who stabbed everybody in the back, who has proven to be about nothing but himself, and the horribly rotten position that he put me in after vouching for him, despite all the skepticism from people, and then turned and ran because he's not interested in doing the things he said. He's not interested in you. He's not interested in governing, not interested in fighting for you, and put me in a horrible position here on this show. But as we always did, we chose the audience, and we said the things that needed to be said, even though it meant just basically cutting off communication with somebody who'd been one of my best friends for 4 years. But when Joseph thought of the BS and the politicians, that's who he thought of, and we gave Micah the name Bobblehead Beckwith.
Yeah.
Now, The reason we gave Micah that name, and I know we've said it before, but I'll reiterate it again. So when you see him out, because he thinks it's funny now, he thinks it's a joke, that it's some sort of game. When I was in that meeting with Braun, and Braun hit me with how he was going to stab everybody in the back and sign off on this horrible property tax deal.
Yeah.
And he was going through with all these things that I knew were not accurate or were not true. I kept looking over at Micah, because what they used to do is they used to bring Micah to the meetings unannounced, as though, I don't know if they were worried I was going to throw Braun out a window or something. I don't know why they did that, but multiple times unannounced, they had Micah show up, and this time it was with his chief of staff. And as Braun is saying all these things to me about lit and all this property tax deal, I keep looking over at Micah, and he's just nodding. And afterwards, when I told him, I said, you lied to us about property tax. He goes, I didn't lie. I said, you were nodding as he was saying all the stuff that proved to be lies. He goes, well, I believed him. So thus, since he chose to sit there and nod like a bobblehead instead of looking at Braun with me and say the things that needed to be said, we gave him the name Bobblehead Beckwith. That's what he does. He does nothing now. He gave away all his power. He doesn't want to govern. He doesn't want to help you. He just wants to facilitate a television career because he fancies himself being the next Charlie Kirk. So Joseph, when he thought of the BS and the politicians pulling the BS, he thought of Micah Beckwith, and he made me a Micah Beckwith bobblehead doll.
Yeah.
And it is so fabulous. And I will put this, Joseph, right at the front of my desk. So every day when we know our mission is to come in here and call out the BS, we will think of this and this guy. And it is a fabulous, fabulous gift from the heart.
So can you tap his little head and make him nod to you?
Micah, did you screw the taxpayers?
Oh.
Micah, did you deceive everyone? Micah, are you a highly fraudulent individual? Oh, no. Micah, are you only interested in yourself? Now, it's my understanding that Micah has ordered, because he thinks it's all fun and games, and he thinks you getting screwed over and him not doing his job is a big joke. It's my understanding he has ordered a bunch of his own bobbleheads that he's going to try to sell.
Different from this one.
Different from this one. This was made from the heart by Joseph. No one should buy those. No one should give him any money. No one should do anything in regards to government or politics with Micah that in any way benefits him. Don't pay money to see him. None of that. But we will certainly, and he actually wrote here on there, he put a lot of work into this. This is awesome. It says Micah Bobblehead Beckwith on the base of the doll. So I wanted to tell you, Joseph, that means a lot. I really appreciate all the effort you put into this, and we will use this as motivation. I don't speak for you, Casey. I will use this as motivation every single day. And if you're nice to me, Casey, I'll let you
You let me tap him on the head. So the lieutenant governor, I guess, is going to capitalize on the nickname and turn it into a fundraiser.
That's what I heard.
Does that mean that you'll be changing his nickname?
No. Because but here's what I understand. A couple of Micah's real close supporters, these bobbleheads came in and they put them up on the internet.
Yeah.
And then immediately took them down, the post about them.
Yeah.
And so, because I know they listen, hey, there's people digging into why you guys did that, why you put them up, and then why you pulled them down. So
maybe they weren't ready for release.
Probably might want to get ready for some requests on, get information on that. But no, I mean, like I said, this is just a fabulous gift. I love our audience. And I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Micah's, it's not just that he didn't do what he said. It's the lies, the repeated lies, and the repeated deception, and the fact that he thinks it's all fun and games. He got what he wanted. Same way Braun got what he wanted too. But the difference is Braun never promised to be better. Braun never promised to be different. I mean, sure, he went to the tax rally and to fight. And I always felt like with Braun, it was like how Homer Simpson once described Mr. Burns. Like, some people never change or quickly change and then quickly change right back. That guy was supposed to be better. That guy was supposed to be different. And he was the biggest fraudster of them all.
Well, here's a bobblehead that you can nod about, the National Bobblehead Hall of Fame and Museum. Did you know that there was one?
I did not know that there was one.
Right? It's based in Wisconsin, Milwaukee, I believe. They have unveiled the first ever bobblehead of IU's new mascot, Hoosier the Bison. Capitalizing on that, it's a $35 bobblehead, $8 flat rate shipping charge. It's limited edition, and it is officially licensed by the university. So if you do want a bobblehead, maybe one that you can cheer for, there is the Hoosier the Bison bobblehead available if you're an IU fan.
And again, thank you, Joseph, for the fabulous gift. I know you put a ton of work into this, and it is really special. I really appreciate it.
It's Kendall and Casey. It's 93 WIBC.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
It's heating up. I'm Jarrett Lewis for Window Nation. Here's what's trending at 11:30.
We're going to be seeing the humidity ramp up. Our highs today here in the metro, we're looking at numbers right around 90, perhaps in the low 90s, 91, 92.
Joe Neal with the National Weather Service in Indianapolis says the heat advisory will be in effect until later this afternoon. An air quality alert is also out. About 100 people rallying in downtown Indy at the Indiana War Memorial to speak up about the ongoing conflict in Gaza on Tuesday. A man is charged in the fatal shooting of Sabrina Harbert outside of an Indianapolis area liquor store from last week. Maurice Howard was officially charged this week with murder and unlawful possession of a handgun. Goodwill of Central and Southern Indiana and Horizon House are merging to offer services for those experiencing homelessness in the state. And today marks the opening of training camp for the Indianapolis Colts at Grand Park in Westfield. I'm Jarrett Lewis on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Indiana summer storms are rolling in, and if you're like me, you're not climbing up on your roof to check for damage. That's why you call Moss Roofing. Family owned. Right here in central Indiana for over 30 years, Moss Roofing gives you something hard to find these days: honest work and peace of mind. They offer free inspections, and I mean a real thorough checkup of your roof, your siding, your gutters, and your windows. If there's storm damage, they'll show you the photos, explain everything clearly and thoroughly, and even work with your insurance company for you. No stress, no pressure, just real professionals doing the job right every single time. Protect your home and avoid bigger problems later. Call Moss Roofing today, 317-747-3665. Tell them Tony Katz sent you. 317-747-3665. Family owned, Moss Roofing, 747-3665, or online at Moss, M-O-S-S, mossroofing.com.
Some things can steal your sunshine. Ugh, I just got my hair done.
Sorry, the cooler's broken. Anyone see my flip-flops? Anyone?
But COVID-19 can steal a lot more.
I just took a COVID test. Ugh.
Prescription medications for COVID exist. If you test positive this summer, ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com/COVID-19 to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Career changers, including veterans and active duty service members. Your transition starts here. Go from GI to IT in a matter of months. Become a certified cyber warrior with training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, offering IT pros great opportunities and a rewarding lifestyle while protecting our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. Deploy your career in IT today at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
Home is your sanctuary. Get the peace of mind you deserve with a free estimate on a Generac automatic standby generator for your home from Generator Supercenter, the nation's #1 Generac generator dealer. With expert installation and 24-hour monitoring, Generator Supercenter won't leave you in the dark. Financing is available. Take control of your power today with Generator Supercenter. Call 317-827-0808. Generator Supercenter of Indianapolis, 317-827-0808.
Some things can steal your sunshine. Ugh, I just got my hair done.
Sorry, the cooler's broken. Anyone see my flip-flops? Anyone?
But COVID-19 can steal a lot more.
I just took a COVID test. Ugh.
Prescription medications for COVID exist. If you test positive this summer, ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com/COVID-19 to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hey, this is Lisa Stofan. Heard the Mark Patrick weight loss hypnosis hype? Well, I attended because my father stopped smoking with hypnosis. Hypnosis eliminated my desire for soda and fast food, made me want to exercise, and I lost 60 pounds in 6 months. My energy level exploded. I went to another session to deal with some other problem foods, and I lost another 10 pounds. In fact, I brought my husband, and he lost weight, and his cholesterol and blood pressure improved. My friend lost 20 pounds her first 2 months.
What are you waiting for? Join Mark Patrick seminars and lose the weight or stop smoking guaranteed. Early bird special only $49.99. Hypnosis designed to destroy unwanted cravings, late day eating binges, boredom eating, stress eating. Seminars Thursday, July 31st at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites in Noblesville. Weight loss seminar 5:30, stop smoking seminar 8 p.m. And Saturday, August 2nd at the Holiday Inn Indianapolis Airport. Weight loss seminar 11 a.m., stop smoking seminar 2 p.m. Register at markpatrickseminars.com. Pierce Jewelers, Carmel's family-owned jewelry store, is dedicated to quality and fine craftsmanship. Let them help you celebrate that special moment in your life. Shop local, shop smart, shop Pierce Jewelers.
Wait, you told me you finally found someone who understands Bitcoin?
Yeah, there was a guy who did.
There's a guy.
There's a guy. He did a pretty decent explanation of it, and this because Donald Trump last week he signed the first major cryptocurrency bill into law. There was some frustration from some people in the GOP. They were saying that it lacks a clear pathway into law for a measure which would block the creation of a central bank digital currency. That's not a good thing.
Okay, the biggest problem, and look, I get that it's been a real yo-yo of the Bitcoin thing. You know, it was in the 80,000 at one point, and then all the way down into the low teens, and then now it's 118 or whatever. I still continue to maintain the biggest problem with Bitcoin or the cryptocurrency. I get that the young people are into it. I get that they understand it, but until you have buy-in from the public at large. Kevin, do you understand Bitcoin?
I'm just as clueless as you are on it.
Casey, do you understand Bitcoin?
Well, I do a little bit better after listening to this guy and his explanation.
Well, why don't we
I'm trying to see if I can find what his name is really quick.
His name is Mr. Bitcoin. I'm going to tell you exactly how it is.
Peter somebody. He was testifying.
We just put a random guy on our template? What if he's a known felon?
Donald Trump
Probably not, but what if he is?
Donald Trump had truthed out about this, and Trump called this the greatest Bitcoin explanation of all time. And after I listened to it, I thought, okay, that did simplify it just a little bit.
So we have some unknown guy who Trump says is the best known Bitcoin explanation of all time.
I can't see the guy's name. It's Mr. Peter something. But it's cropped out. It's cropped out.
Mr. Peter something.
He was testifying in front of Congress, so he's an expert.
Here's
on some
Mr.
level.
Peter something.
Mr. Peter, tell us about Bitcoin.
What is Bitcoin? Bitcoin is the world's first cryptocurrency, and it works because of the world's first public blockchain network. What does Bitcoin do? It's simple. It lets you send and receive value to and from anyone in the world using nothing more than a computer and an internet connection. Now, why is it revolutionary? Because unlike every other tool for sending money over the internet, it works without the need to trust a middleman. The lack of any corporation in between means that Bitcoin is the world's first public digital payments infrastructure. And by public, I simply mean available to all and not owned by any single entity.
I think the average person would have a hard time understanding
Still
that.
not getting it.
Well, I mean, like I'm saying, Kevin's a world traveler. He's very smart. He's certainly open to new cultures and ideas. And he's 30 years old. There's obviously a lot of people who really believe in it. Clearly, it's had immense value. I saw some guy the other day who thought Bitcoin is going to be worth $1 million at some point or something like that. I mean, I think without...
Are you saying you're not trusting Mr. Peter?
Full-fledged. No, I mean, clearly, but look at the way it yo-yos, right? And obviously, our government has played the biggest role in this by we won't stop printing money. We won't stop devaluing our dollar. That's, given in many ways, given the rise of this, is the actions taken by the politicians who have sent people on scavenger hunts to find the next new great thing. But you and I had this conversation a while ago. I wish I had been more motivated in school. My problem in my life has always been if I'm not interested in it, I cannot make myself learn about it.
Right.
It's a horrible, horrible thing. I hope my child is different than that. If I don't have an interest in something, I can't. And when I went to school, I should have said, I'm going to get through the stat class because that was the big one for me. And then I could have gotten a business degree and I could have learned about all these other things. But because I was not motivated to pass the math class, which it wasn't a lack of intelligence, it was a lack of desire. I ended up with the general studies degree, which is, I only did it because I was mad that people who I knew were half as smart as me were getting college degrees, but it's been totally worthless in my life. If I had a business degree with my drive and acumen, I could have done a lot of great things. But now I sit here with you. Now my whole life.
Who's the winner and who's the loser in this situation?
I think about these people now that have the desire, the drive, that are very smart people to learn outside of the box, their interest box.
Yeah.
And these are the sort of things they come up with and they can do. And that's why they're gajillionaires.
So, was it 21? I believe it was New Year's Eve. 21. I put $100 into Ethereum.
How you doing?
It has bounced around all over the place. At one point, it was down to $37.
Yep.
Today, it's at $81.05.
You've only lost $19 in 4 years. Yes. All right. Abdul's going to join us next. We're going to. You tried to get through the show the other day without us talking about it. The big loss for Rokita.
Yeah.
With some of the disciplinary
tried.
commission.
Sure.
Abdul will be, how he hates to talk about anytime Rokita has a loss. We'll talk about that coming up next.
It's Kendall and Casey on 93 WIBC.
Hammer and Nigel show. Hammer is back, and the House is shutting down until September to block the Epstein vote. We'll get into it 3 o'clock, 93 WIBC.
Fill your tank. Don't drain your wallet. Sam's Club lets you save time at the pump with Scan and Go checkout at Sam's Club fuel stations. Just scan the QR code on the pump and pay. Visit your local Sam's Club today.
Hey guys, it's Rob for Life Church. There's a big event coming up at Life Church that they want to tell you about. It is Saturday. It is August the 2nd. And you're not going to want to miss this because, boy, what a great event. It's a big men's event. And one thing Life Church knows that's true about the culture is there's a call for men to be strong and lead well. And that's what this event is all about. You'll hear the raw truth from men who've been through the fire. There'll be live worship, opportunities to connect, have fun, and lead with strategies to draw closer to God and become the man he's designed you to be. Cost is just $50, and you can learn more about it today. In addition to all 4 of their campuses across central Indiana, Noblesville, Fishers, Eagle Creek, and Pendleton at lifechurchin.com.
It's Hammer and Nigel for Window Nation. You've been trying to stay cool during the dog days of summer, but if your windows are old and drafty, that might be hard to do. If the summer heat is seeping into your home and your utility bills keep rising, your windows could be the culprit. Save yourself from another month of discomfort by replacing your windows today with Window Nation. Right now, you can get 50% off all windows, plus 0 interest for 5 whole years. You heard that right. When you choose Window Nation to replace your windows, you won't pay any interest until 2030. Details at windownation.com.
And did I mention they'll get the job done in 1 day or less? Their installation crews have over a decade of experience, so you can feel comfortable knowing your windows are installed right the first time. I don't know about you, but I wouldn't want to procrastinate another day if I found a window company this good. Do not miss out on Window Nation's biggest deal of the year. 50% off all window styles right now. And remember, that comes with 0 interest until 2030. 866-90-NATION. That's 866-90-NATION, or visit windownation.com.
Lately, the market has been making some big moves, and not all in the right direction. If you've been watching the numbers and wondering what it all means for your retirement, you're not alone. At Howard Bailey Financial, we plan for times like this. The truth is, a volatile day on Wall Street can feel a lot different when you're getting closer to retirement. That's why right now is the right time to take a fresh look at your portfolio, and Howard Bailey can help. Are you taking on more risk than you realize? Are you diversified in a way that makes sense for where you are in life? Find out today with the help of our free Market Volatility Guide. Visit retirewithpurpose.com to download your free guide and learn more about what market shifts may mean for you. That's retirewithpurpose.com. Together, let's make sure your plan is built to weather whatever comes next. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com.
Greetings from R&R Agency, your Indiana health insurance pros, and a sincere thank you to our loyal customers for helping us to another record year. We recently saved a 62-year-old retiring couple over $800 monthly when compared to their COBRA offerings. We recently saved a family of 4 over $400 monthly when compared to their $7,500 deductible program on the ACA, and that's still Obamacare. We recently saved a small 4-man manufacturing company over $1,000 monthly and gave them better coverage. We feature coverages guaranteed to age 65, low out-of-pocket expenses, the largest networks in the country, and you can sign up anytime. If you are retiring early, self-employed, or need coverage for your small group, call us at 317-563-0868 or go to rragency.org. If you don't call us, we can't help you. What do you got to lose? Call us 317-563-0868 or go to rragency.org. As always, God bless America, common sense government, and peace through strict.
Farnsworth Metal Recycling, a familiar face in Indy.
Farnsworth Metal Recycling will pay you cash for your scrap metal. Ray's Demolition and Farnsworth Metal Recycling may seem familiar to you, and that's because they are. They're trusted local family-owned businesses going back 3 generations in Indy with their familiar orange logo and a name you know. But you may not know they'll pay you cash for your scrap metal. Cash is king. Your scrap aluminum, steel, copper, and brass will get you cash from Farnsworth Metal Recycling. Just drop it off or schedule a pickup, and you'll put cash in your pocket. Ray's Demolition and Farnsworth Metal Recycling. Local names you can trust with 2 locations.
Farnsworth Metal Recycling, a familiar face in Indy.
Get cash for your scrap. Get started at farnsworthmetals.com.
Some things can steal your sunshine.
Ugh, I just got my hair done.
Sorry, the cooler's broken. Anyone see my flip-flops? Anyone?
But COVID-19 can steal a lot more.
I just took a COVID test. Ugh.
Prescription medications for COVID exist. If you test positive this summer, ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com/COVID-19 to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Busy day? No problem. The WIBC Mashup podcast catches you up with standout moments from your favorite shows. Fresh episodes every weekday. One click, all the good stuff. Get your daily fix. Search WIBC Mashup wherever you get your podcasts.
Man in me will do nearly any task and ask for compensation.
You know, one of the things I think we feel firmly about in this program is a loss for Indiana's Attorney General is generally a win for humanity. The Kendall and Casey Show. I'm Rob. Casey's here. And oh my goodness, the Indiana Attorney General is back in the news in front of the Indiana Disciplinary Commission. It did not go well for him. Let's get to the bottom of what's going on. He's an author. He's a broadcaster. He's a provocateur. The owner and operator of IndyPolitics.org, Abdul-Hakim Shabazz. Hello.
Hello, my friend. How's it going this morning?
Going good. All right. So you had a big expose on this over at IndyPolitics.org. The Capitol Chronicle had it as well. We'll just read the Capitol Chronicle headline. Indiana Supreme Court denies AG Rokita's motion to dismiss disciplinary complaint. What in the world is going on?
Well, as we all know, Todd Rokita is on the hook for some comments he made regarding Dr. Caitlin Bernard, the abortion doctor. Not so much for comments that he made during the Fox News interview, but for comments that he made to the disciplinary commission. Because when he in a nutshell, he got slapped on the wrist twice. The first time it was like, hey, don't do that again. Fine. And then Rokita goes and shoots off his mouth, saying, well, I only did it because I knew that they would go after me, blah, blah, blah. Like, whoa, what, huh? You did what? Like, yeah, I only did it because they made me do it. I didn't really believe it. Like, that's a lie. You can't lie in front of the disciplinary commission. So that got the whole ball rolling.
So this all stems, and I know most of our audience knows this by now, but just in case, Todd Rokita is the Attorney General for the state of Indiana. Lawyers, just like broadcasters, you don't have a right to do it. We are not licensed anymore in this field, but in terms of when you're a part of the team, there's different rules you agree to play by than the rest of humanity. And what I mean by that, let's use us as an example. I cannot drop the F-bombs on this radio station because there are rules governed by the federal government that say you can't say certain things. I can do it on Monument Circle. I can do it in the comfort of my own bedroom. I can even do it on the internet if my employer will let me get away with it. but I can't do it here. Same thing with being an attorney. You have a First Amendment right, but you give up, as part of having a law license, which you have to be the Attorney General, you give up certain First Amendment things that other people can do. And Todd Rokita went on Fox News about 3 years ago now, said some things about a doctor who performs abortions. It got him in hot water with this disciplinary commission, which oversees attorneys. He agreed to, I believe it was a fine and essentially a slap on the wrist, and then everybody was supposed to go their own way and part friends. Well, as soon as the deal that he signed on to came out, he basically took a dump all over the deal.
The ink wasn't even dry on the paper.
Yeah, and he basically tried to poo-poo the deal that he signed off on. And then people in your profession said, well, wait a second. You signed off on this thing. You told the court, because I think part of the thing, correct me if I'm wrong, was he said I couldn't defend the charges against me if they came in front of this court, so that's part of this deal. Well, you can't then just basically say, well, I only did that to save the taxpayers money. You said you did the thing. These conflicts are now in conflict with each other, or appear to be, so now you got to go back in front of these people again.
Well, actually, I would argue technically there is no conflict because he signed a sworn affidavit. Here, Your Honor, here's a sworn affidavit of Todd Rokita saying that he understood the rules and would not repeat the behavior. And what did he do? He repeated the behavior.
So he tried to get this. So there is now, okay, he tried to get these charges. Are the charges the right word? Complaints, whatever.
Charges.
And this is not criminal. It just relates to his law license. Right. Dismissed. The Supreme Court, who is the ultimate judge, jury, and executioner on all sentencing recommendations, said, no, this case is going to go forward. And they dismissed his motion to try to get everything thrown out.
Exactly. And the court also said dismissals at this stage are extremely rare, number one. And this case will proceed with full evidentiary review. In other words, nice try, counselor, but we ain't playing today.
Okay, so let's educate our public on how this is going to work. Because normally there is an individual, a hearing officer, who essentially hears both sides of the case. Rokita's side would present his, the disciplinary commission would present theirs, and then this hearing officer would make a recommendation to the 5 members of Indiana Supreme Court, and they can do with that what they want. Is that correct?
Exactly.
Okay. Now, because Rokita cries about everything, the Supreme Court appears to have said, well, we're gonna make sure that everybody knows this is above board, and you can't say some gotcha guy is in charge of everything. So we're going to take 3 distinguished members of our profession, 2 of them state appeals court judges and 1 a respected attorney, and we're going to have not 1, not 2, but 3 hearing officers to make some sort of recommendation to us. Is that correct?
In a nutshell, yeah, because it did it for a couple of reasons. Number one, Rokita appears in front of courts all the time because, he's attorney general. So he's also a polarizing political figure, and there's a political overlay to his allegations. So number one, they want to avoid the appearance of bias. They want to make this as bias-free as humanly possible. That's kind of point number one. Point number two, to show that, hey, this is a high-profile matter because it's not that they don't do 3 hearing officers, but usually it's like for judges and for some major issue. And so for them to pull out the 3 hearing officers, actually, to be honest with you, I'm surprised they didn't pull 5. Just how serious this is and the ramification for the whole thing.
Okay. And then those 3 people will make a recommendation to the Supreme Court, and then they will decide whether they could tell everybody go home, Rokita's in the clear. They could suspend his law license. They could terminate his law license, right? Like there's who knows what the court is going to do. Now, what's interesting on this, the last time Rokita was in front of the court, and he got, I think most people think it's a pretty sweetheart deal, which was just a small fine and a reprimand and then go home. It was 3-2 with the court, right? And one of the judges who agreed to accept that deal last time was Judge Moulter, correct? He was the deciding vote, for lack of a better term. Here's what he had to say when they rejected Rokita's motion to try to get this thing thrown out. Quote, while we were only, this is according to Capitol Chronicle, while we were only at the pleading stage, the parties' discussion of the claims through their early filings is already voluminous. I tried that on State House Happenings. I could not say that word, so I wasn't going to embarrass myself here.
In English, that means a lot.
All right, yes. And up to this point, their submissions, though extensive, reveal very little factual disagreement. That disagreement is vehement, but it also seems narrow. So there may not be much to litigate through a hearing. So we talked about the State House Happenings. basically what he's saying is the facts don't appear to be in dispute here. Y'all need to figure this out because you don't want us figuring it out. That's my interpretation of it. What say you?
I take a little bit different. I agree with you on this. On when Justice Moulton said, "Hey, you know what? The facts are pretty clear. I mean, you said what you said. The question is what's the penalty for for what you said? Is it a free speech First Amendment issue, which I doubt very seriously it is.
Because that's what Rokita keeps trying to say, which comes back to what we talked about here. I have freedom of speech. Casey has freedom of speech. Not when we're here, because we agree for the privilege of being able to broadcast across the state of Indiana on terrestrial radio airwaves that there are just certain words we cannot say. You don't. He keeps trying to do this freedom of speech thing. You do not have unlimited freedom of speech when you agree to join a club. You agree to play by their rules.
And by the way, the other issue too is it's not so much what he said, because everybody admits that he said it. The question is, did you lie about the settlement agreement and say, well, I only did it because I blah 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 blah. Otherwise, I wouldn't have admit anything. Like, no, you can't do that. And when you do that, you hurt the judicial system. People already dislike us lawyers to begin with. Just ask my wife. People can't stand us to begin with. You're not helping the profession, and it violates the rules of professional conduct.
Yeah, there's a line in an Eminem song, and it said something like, "But Slim, I'm an innocent victim." You're not an innocent victim. You are the Attorney General for the state of Indiana. You have this law license. Everyone knows the rules when you take it. Stop acting like you're some sort of victim of an assault on free speech.
I thought you were going to say 2 trailer park girls go around the outside.
All right. With that, we'll bid adieu to you and everyone else. Abdul Kim Jabas, thank you.
Thank you, my friend.
All right, that's going to do it for us today. Great job, Casey. Great job, Kevin. And most importantly, great job to you, the listener. Without you, there is no us. Stick around. Tony Katz, up next. Kendall Casey Show.